Welcome, everybody. Welcome back to ProBots. This is day 5, our lower bracket, round 2. We're going to eliminate 4 more bots today. It's always sad to see them go, but 4 more bots will reign supreme and continue on to hopefully have a chance against some of those bots in that upper bracket. We're getting closer to that finals day. It's going to be fun. We'll have our human versus bot exhibition. Make sure to check that out. You can get all the information in our forum and our Discord if you join it. Get all the links in the description below. But let's go ahead and welcome Endersword here with his fancy new hairdo.
What up?
Looking good. How you doing? I see you got a nice new buzz there.
I did.
We gotta talk about it. Everyone can see it. So.
Yeah, I know. But yeah, I got a cut on No Regret stream, so go watch the bot last weekend.
Excellent. Well, we've got some awesome bots lined up tonight. We again have 8 more bots going at it, 4 of which will be eliminated tonight. And we've got the likes of MicroMachine. He'll actually be one of our first bots we see tonight. Got knocked down last week in an epic match versus Gency, which we're going to watch a little bit of a clip of after our first series. It was from PostBot. So if you like our content and want even more, check out our Crown Club. You can get access to PostBots. We talk about the games, make predictions, and that kind of thing. But let's go ahead and talk about tonight and our games that are about to happen. We've got 4 best-of-3s here. We're going to be starting with what I think is going to be a really good match, MicroMachine versus BlinkerBot. How do you think that one's going to pan out?
I think it'll look pretty good. I kind of want to see BlinkerBot's micro going up against the MicroMachine. It does a lot of really good stalker micro and some early game adept micro. How's that going to hold out against a still ultra aggressive and well-coordinated MicroMachine? I've got to think Micro carries it, but it might be a pretty good early game.
Well, and we've seen BlinkerBot do things like Dark Templar and stuff, right?
Yes.
As well. So maybe you can pull off some sneaky special tactics or something, but MicroMachine is usually ready for just about anything.
Yeah.
So we'll see how that goes. And then Strelok versus TheHarvester will be our second match. That one's going to be nice. Another, what is that, a TVP, right? Yes.
Yes. So that one we have the concern, and I'm curious to see what happens, but we had the concern in past weeks that Strelok had timing issues, that it was basically lagging everything and timing out. We'll see whether that's the case this week. We don't know the result to that yet. I think if Strelok plays to its best, then it can do well, but I think it still does a thing where it basically is playing really good TVTs, but it gets pretty cheesy in the other 2 matchups, and sometimes the cheeses are very hit or miss. So I'm not really sure there. There's a few things that are against Strelok's favor.
Definitely. And something to keep in mind as well, neither of these bots have had updates. So they're going to be going off what we saw a few weeks ago. So we'll have to see how that pans out. BenBot versus Spudde will be after our break. That one will be also, I believe, no updates for either of those bots. So running on just their core submission into ProBots. And we'll see. It'll be interesting to see which of these bots make it through and how far it's going to carry them without those updates.
Yeah, definitely it adds a lot to be able to do the updates throughout. And if you get kind of pulled into other things or can't keep up, it's a lot of effort to keep them up to date. It's not like quick tweaks a lot of the time. It's adding an entire new ability. So yeah, it's tough. And then of course other bots are updating themselves to fend you off specifically. So if you don't update, then you can be at a pretty severe disadvantage.
Definitely. And then last but not least, again, no updates. Not a lot of updates for most of these bots. Spiny versus FourGateBot.
Yeah,
that one. I'm predicting that's going to be a quick game. I don't know in whose favor at all, but it should be a pretty quick game.
Yeah, it'll definitely be quick. Spiny should have had the foresight to basically face FourGateBot on ladder and so on, but so far FourGateBot basically has 2 outcomes. Either there's a wall and it fails like spectacularly, or there's not a wall and it wins. And against the Zerg, there's not going to be a wall. So given that basically the FourGate is kind of a superhuman timing because of the mining upgrade, is there a response for it? I don't know what the Spiny response is. So we'll see. That one will be interesting.
Yes, definitely. I think they're all going to be pretty interesting tonight. Again, make sure before we start, everybody hit the thumbs up button if you like what you see. Get us a little bit of visibility on YouTube. We really appreciate it. And also check out our YouTube subscriptions. You got cool emotes and whatnot now. But the best way to support, of course, is our Crown Club membership. That is through Patreon. And you'll get cool things like our Crown Club member shout out, which we're going to do right now.
It's Jency.
Jency, thank you so much for your support. Yeah, you put on a masterclass display. We had him here on PostBots a couple weeks ago. So again, if you like the extra content, think about joining the Crown Club membership. I'm going to turn up my microphone. Hopefully, I guess that was the problem. What was that?
See my setting.
Am I just too quiet? Okay, we're going to look at some stats for today. Hopefully you can all hear me and I sound okay. Thank you for tuning in. This is, again, ProBots, day 5 of 7 here, our lower bracket round 2, and we have got MicroMachine coming up first here with that 92% win rate and the highest ELO, right?
Yeah, that is the highest by about 100.
I would imagine. Yeah, he's first on the ladder there, so it's going to be definitely a challenge, I think, for BlinkerBot to make something happen here. Oh, I think I know what happened. My mic got turned around. Okay, how's that?
That is much better.
Is that like way better? Yeah. Okay. Sorry about that. My mic, I figured it out. My mic got turned around. Anyway, we're so yeah, MicroMachine versus BlinkerBot. BlinkerBot, if we get his stats up here, we'll kind of see how he compares. And again, you've told us a lot about the ELO. It's kind of like chess here, and then you can see MicroMachine is sitting on the top, kind of like our who's the Grandmaster?
Magnus Carlsen.
Magnus Carlsen. There you go. That guy. I don't watch enough chess now. And yeah, BlinkerBot.
El Magneto.
El Magneto? Is that
That's his nickname?
That's a pretty cool nickname.
Yeah.
That's my favorite of the X-Men, Magneto.
He is a pretty good guy.
He's excellent.
He's the only one that's right.
He does some bad things, but
he's right. Well, he's Malcolm X.
Yeah. You know, judge a man by his words, not his actions or something. Yeah. Anyway, BlinkerBot is, I think, going to have a bit of an uphill battle here, but we'll see here if he can hold his own against MicroMachine in a best of 3, which will be starting very soon. I don't know how soon, though. Do you?
I don't know. It just says soon, and then we're supposed to just talk until soon has happened.
Well, we'll do just that. We've got a few more things to talk about, I believe, here. No, I actually might have talked about it all. Yeah, we're just kind of ramping up, getting ready for our final day here coming up soon. In just a few weeks. Yeah. We do have a poll as well. The poll is ready. If you want to vote, type in !vote who you think's going to win, MicroMachine or BlinkerBot.
Do it up.
I don't think the capitalization matters, but anyway, yeah, we're getting closer to our finals, just a few weeks away. It's going to be really fun. We'll have, I think this is going to be our best humans versus bots show match to date. These bots have, again, we say it every season, but it's crazy the leaps they're making every single season.
Yeah, they're definitely starting to get better, more versatile, and starting to play in somewhat less exploitable ways and more dynamic ways. The less a bot follows a script, the harder it's going to be for the human to exploit that script, basically. Mm-hmm. So instead of just learning, well, it does this build, and so I just do this and this and counter it, you have to actually play it in a much more straight up way. It will be interesting to see.
Yeah, I think even just a season or 2 ago, we had that. You were able to a few seasons ago. Definitely takes advantage of some of that. But this season, we might not have that issue as much. Yeah, it will, because these bots are so versatile. Jency bot in the way he can engage and flank, and it's crazy.
Yeah, it's more well-rounded in terms of army composition as well. It used to be like you kind of knew what they were going to make approximately, and so you could just hard counter those things. Like the key to beating MicroMachine most of the time was just going blink stalkers, because it could chase things. Like MicroMachine's success was getting away from someone with injured units and then repairing them and coming back. The blink chased them down. The blink could chase down battle cruisers, chase down banshees, chase down cyclones. It's now that it's gone into like tank marine and so on, it's like there's a less cheesy ways to beat tank, marine, liberator, Viking. Like you have to actually now make a well-rounded army to beat their well-rounded army. And
so we're going to need at least like diamond and above or something to be.
Maybe I'm curious to see where we get. It's always been an interesting one too, of when we get someone to play that hasn't really been watching along the whole time, like a no regretter, like someone that's masters or GM. It seems like a diamond that has been watching does better than a GM that hasn't been watching, because they're not aware of it. But as the bots get better and better, I think that's less and less the case.
Yeah.
So we'll see. We got to keep doing it because it's a fun test at the end.
Oh, definitely. Yeah, and it's just, even if it is one side, it's very fun to watch. But we are ready for our first best of 3. Thank you, everybody, again so much for tuning in to our day 5 of ProBots or Bracket Round 2. Our first best of 3 between MicroMachine and BlinkerBot. Let's get into it right now.
Wrath RR and Unusuals. MicroMachine. Bernie's BlinkerBot.
And we got a couple votes for BlinkerBot there.
Yeah.
Or maybe one at least.
We're looking for some sort of exploit.
I like I like the faith in BlinkerBot there.
You gotta have it's no fun if everything's one-sided. We should give I like kind of like the Twitch betting mechanism, that it actually kind of acts like a bookie, where if everyone's voting on one side, you get more on the other side and in valueless channel points.
Raises the odds essentially, right? Or whatever.
Exactly. Yeah. So if you're one of the brave few voting for the minority, then then you got to feel better when you're right instead of the bandwagon.
Yeah, we got to figure out some point system or something for our
something like that.
We'll get on that for next season.
It down really quick, and then we'll just something at the end. Mail someone a hat.
Yeah, right.
It'll be fine.
Well, who was the bot that does the gas harvesting bunker? Well, that is the bot here in our top left corner.
Yeah,
MicroMachine. He does indeed do that. Does he do it on this map? No, he does not, because
it's only
they are
yeah.
split apart.
Yeah, it's only on bases where the gas is together like this.
So he'll do it on the natural, right?
Yeah.
Or he should.
I don't know if it does, if it does it base by base or whether it, I forget if it does it base by base. Or if it
I think it does.
Yeah, well, we'll see probably shortly.
I don't see why it wouldn't. Not really a big APM addition to do it per base, right?
A base by base basis.
Base by base. There's a song in there somewhere. Well, here comes MicroMachine Scout, and we are on. Say what?
We'll send the clip to T-Pain and Tempo later.
Have him do a little auto-tune action.
Yeah.
Tempo hasn't made music in a while, has he?
He's made music, but not StarCraft.
Not StarCraft. Yeah, that's what I meant. Yeah,
he makes music. Yeah. He's been more making skateboard videos.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh man, Reaper almost got some kills there. Some nice micro here. Grenade's actually gonna boost the Adept a little bit. So Reaper will eventually have to get out of here, and it's just the one, right? I don't see any others coming across. So
yeah, doesn't
just
look like there's any follow up, and there has been more this move to go to just like it used to just be Reapers until the end of the game. Basically, that would keep making them, but now it's really going towards the Marine tank style with Viking support, like much more traditional type of army instead of just flooding with units.
Well, he kind of the harass to death, Matt. He used a lot of harassing units, right?
Exactly, and I think as other bots have got more and more sophisticated, that started to work less, so it's switching to much more stable fighting forces like this. And I do like that it's poking out with only a handful of units, because we've seen this be effective. That like that first tank, few Marines, with a cyclone following it can sometimes just occupy someone's natural for like a few minutes. And it's not a big commitment, but your payoff to it can be very large.
Yeah. Well, we'll see if this pays off at all. The tank is going to get in a decent spot. A lot of open ground here, but it's just one Adept and one Stalker. The Adept gets obliterated here. The Marines are going to dive onto the Stalker. Wow, look at that brave Marine go.
Okay,
oh, he's going to bail out. Oh, I think he should have gone for it.
Yeah, he might as well have at that point.
Yeah. Okay, but here we go. But look what BlinkerBot's getting. It's halfway done. Blink.
It's a good option.
We only see it like 20% of the time. So.
Stalker's not realizing that they need to close on the tank, and we'll get it. But that was costly.
Very
costly.
They
could have just advanced and saved 3 of their lives, but at least did not get occupied.
Yeah. Well, once Blink kicks in, that'll help against them too.
It will help if it can blink onto tanks. Although the fact that it did not step towards them makes me worried that it doesn't know that it needs to.
Steppings for lesser races like Terrans. The Protoss blink Endersword.
Yeah,
they just blink wherever they go.
Are where we need to be.
Oh, he's just going for it. He actually ignores the Reaper. The Reaper, I think he saw it briefly. Okay, a couple Stalkers are here to deal with it. But the Stalkers across the field are about to hit the natural and maybe do some economic damage back. I mean, not too much has been done so far on either side, but yeah, there's Banshees and Marines. This is going to get pushed back for sure. Good call to pull back. Nice pullback.
Yep, good pullback indeed. Did he catch the Reaper here? Okay, the cloak on the Banshee. There's an observer coming out, but it is a little bit away. That Reaper had gotten away. Despite having blink, it could have just blinked onto the Reaper back in its main and finished it off.
Oh, yeah. I didn't think of that.
Yeah. So it is losing a lot to these Banshees here. There is the observer, and again, it could blink onto this and just end it. It does beat it anyway, but did not use the blinks.
Yeah, very passive, almost defensive with the blinks. I think it only uses it to disengage. Yeah, not really to be offensive here.
Yeah. See, again, the same with this Reaper, that it could have...
the Reaper's just taunting him now.
And now the mule distracted them.
Come on, come get me, come get me, come on. Oh.
Now he broke off pursuit when he was kind of trapped.
This is a big attack coming in, though. A tank on the high ground. We've seen that tank there multiple times on this map. It is such a beautiful spot here. One Stalker can... Oh, man, if that Stalker just had an observer on the left, it would be able to deal with that tank.
Yeah, one might come later. I guess it's at home dealing with the others. There is a Cloak Banshee here up front as well.
Yeah,
the tanker, the tank there still can't see that, but it will be taken out.
Ooh, MicroMachine, yeah, just absolutely crushes that with just really nice unit positioning. The Cloak Banshee there was just the cherry on top. BlinkerBot is still expanding and is actually not that far down in supply. I kind of thought after that attack, BlinkerBot would just be kind of dead, but Stalkers, I get, if you're going for quick bases and just Stalkers, they're, I guess, a little bit more expendable than things like Immortals, or if you're trying to tech up to Archons or something like that. So
yeah, he's still trading reasonably well. It would be really good if it was finishing off units like that, though. Okay, here finally a blink forward, but it was onto the Cyclone, not the Raven, which is what I thought it was going to do.
Yeah, now he's really trying to blink forward and chase these things. It's so interesting to see it kick in all of a sudden. That aggressive. Oh, he's gonna maybe get this Banshee.
Doing a good job of splitting off appropriate levels of forces to deal with the Banshee. It's like 3 Stalkers make sense, and it's not pulling back the whole army to do it. And so they're even letting a group of 4 go while 2 chase this.
Yeah, that's really, really nice decision making there.
Yeah.
Really. Oh man, this MicroMachine has upgraded the amount of micro, I think. That Banshee is dancing and weaving and dodging, and those Stalkers just can't keep up, even with the blink. Yeah, they're just not blinking aggressively enough here. Now with the cloak, they're going to get more.
Doesn't have enough detection to deal with all this, and he's not making more. It's not really realizing that it needs it, not getting static defense. And
does he just have the 1 observer?
I think so, if that's even there anymore, because the Raven killed 1.
Oh, yeah.
The Cyclone killed it. The Raven picked it off. Here, he's finally making another.
Okay. Ooh, yeah, but all in all, the engagements are just a lot better for MicroMachine. He's just getting a lot, especially with those Banshees. They've gotten so much efficiency with their cloak here.
And they're not dying. Like, again, that's where we need the blink to come and keep those numbers low. You need to catch. It's always been the key with MicroMachine is you need to kill the first few units and keep killing the units. Like, if they start to accumulate, then it's too late.
It's almost BlinkerBot's almost playing like a Zerg style, where it's keep expanding, get a lot of units, and just keep throwing, kind of waves at your opponent. Because he's got a 4th base coming up. He is really down in supply now, though, and it's in that army. And I think we're about to see. Well, yeah, I don't think he can hold this with just a few stalkers. That's a lot of tanks here.
Yeah, definitely a big force coming. It's so expensive to lose the stalkers to Banshees.
Yeah, especially if you're not killing any of the Banshees. There's just horrible cost rate. So, yep.
They're not even a great trade-off when you fight them straight up, to be honest. Let alone if they're getting free kills while still cloaked.
Oh, what if you can? You're talking like, I guess even skirmishes. If you can, I guess, blink on them and snipe them down one at a time.
If you catch them one by one, you're good. If you start getting packs of 4 or 5 Banshees, then a bunch of stalkers can still lose. They do a lot of DPS.
Yeah, trying to do like the kite back fighting isn't working out too well. Oh, Probe's even getting pulled now, and yep, this will be the end of BlinkerBot in game number 1 here. MicroMachine. I do like MicroMachine's new playstyle a lot. Still does a bit of harass, but it's not all harass. It's really gets that core army that force that lives longer. Yeah,
it's still a swarmish harassment based thing, but it's a more stable harass.
Yeah, a lot more stable. More precise too.
Yeah.
Very. That was some solid Terran play right there.
Very much so. Just swarming around. We'll clean this up, and I do like some of the tendencies BlinkerBot had. It was continue to expand, like you said. It had an economic lead there for a little bit. It was trying to go out and be aggressive to move on to MicroMachine's part of the map. The issue was that when it got there, it didn't know what it was doing. So didn't know how to deal with something like a tank on the high ground, didn't really know not to just kind of stand in the natural and try and fight. It was going to lose that no matter what, and didn't really back out.
That's pretty straightforward. Very straightforward TVP there. So we'll get game number 2 loaded up. Voting is closed, and I believe, how many votes did we end up getting in the end for MicroMachine?
A bunch.
I just like seeing how many people use that. 10 people voted.
10.
Excellent. It's nice to see that participation.
9-1. Yeah.
Good odds. Good odds if BlinkerBot can turn it around.
Yeah.
Well, I think BlinkerBot's going to switch it up. Now, I'm predicting DTs or something this game.
It might do something like that. It depends. I'm not sure how much it bases what it does on what it sees, like throughout the game. I think that MicroMachine is still pretty good with DTs. It does get that Raven out relatively early, not right away. It'll get a Banshee or 2, but then get a Raven. So I think it's usually okay with that, but we'll see. There's got to be some way to get in and get some form of damage on MicroMachine. Like, it almost always gets away with never having its worker line hurt or anything.
Yeah. Well, we'll see. All right. Oh, I think it's ready. Game number 2 here at MicroMachine versus. Oh no, it's not.
No,
it is.
No. Yes.
You said no. Yeah. I thought I saw a timer, and now it says soon.
Clock went away.
Yes, it is ready. Let's go. Game number 2.
Alternate dimension. Check your phase converter.
Wrath RR and unusuals. MicroMachine. Bernie's BlinkerBot.
All right, here we are on Ever Dream. I'll try to keep my face close to my mic. Hopefully that makes me sound a little better.
Maybe.
I do tend to lean in and out there. So thanks for joining us, everybody. Hopefully you're all having fun here. Are you having fun? You having fun, Endersword?
I'm having some fun. You know what they need is, you know how like there's the camera stabilization thing? They need like mic stabilization that is able to detect like the distance that the sound is coming from,
and it can
and
like,
that as you move your head around, it automatically adjusts the volume so that it doesn't get
that would be nice.
Yeah.
We'll get there probably.
Come on,
like
science. How about it?
20 years or something.
Yeah, ridiculous.
That would
Like
be
how,
cool.
I mean, I learned about the Doppler effect when I was 5, and you guys can't program it into a microphone.
Yeah.
I'm sure that they actually can, and that does exist.
It's not worth the cost. Yeah. Anyway, what do we got going on here? That is a really early expansion out of BlinkerBot.
It is. I like it.
You do?
I think one of the only ways that it's gonna really, like, if it just gets a big enough economy, that it's just kind of able to keep up Warp Gate production like crazy.
That Zerg style again.
Yeah, but I think one thing that's really hard to build into bots in general is the ability to kind of tune your production level to the income that you have. So they like to know that as I increase bases, I increase my gateways proportionally, and to always kind of say, I have extra money, so build extra gateways. That's probably hard to have it like balanced properly, because we often see some bots really explode in economy, but then like several minutes into the game, they're just piling up money because they can't spend it.
Mm-hmm.
And they have like a transition plan later, but it's hard to adapt, I think.
Makes sense. Ooh. Run probes, run for your lives. Reaper got 1 so far, I think.
Looks like it.
2. Oh, every probe that hurts.
This, of course, is the issue with the earlier expansion.
Yeah. That
you often pay the cost.
Especially against MicroMachine.
Yeah.
You will absolutely get that. That's just always pretty much the first thing that MicroMachine always does. Is makes a Reaper. Gets it out there.
If you lose basically 2, then you've really lost the benefit of your earlier expansion anyway, and now we've got 6 already dead.
Well, he's canceled the offensive here, but the Reaper is gonna. That usually means nothing, and the Reaper just remains and keeps fighting anyway. But the Adept will be able to push this all away. I guess it recalled the Marine home, which was good because that Marine would have gotten absolutely slaughtered by the Adept. So, but yeah, it took. Oh, no, don't.
This could create a little bit of a death loop here.
Oh no! Oh no! The Adept needs to get into position. Here we go. We'll start doing its job.
This guy will sneak out, but we're basically going up to 3 bases with, about 10 less probes than he wanted to have.
Yeah, this definitely hurts. Well, maybe with 3 bases he'll be able to make it up. Eh?
Yeah, it's so. I mean, certainly, yeah, it does increase your ability to rebuild when you've got those, but it's a big investment early to get out and not be fully mining from the whole time. And we already have MicroMachine stream of units coming across, and I don't really know that he's got a stable front to deal with this.
It's kind of like if you had to face innovation, you would do something like really cheesy, right?
Oh yeah,
you would have to. It'd kind of be, you can't beat innovation in a straight up game.
I think it's always been my contention that you just kind of can't cheese a Terran.
No?
No, not really. I mean, there's cheeses you can do when you're in the approximate skill level. You can't cheese a Terran that's way better than you.
Yeah, I guess in general, for the majority of the time. Yeah, okay.
Yeah. Like there's almost Terran has innate get out of jail free cards. They never have no detection. They can always float their base away. They always kind of have a way to wall. They always kind of, like, they've got a lot of free things.
They're versatile, man.
There's no such thing as them getting caught with no anti-air or something like that.
Human ingenuity. So we do it. Man, this Banshee is wrecking. There's, is there even a robot? I don't. He was too busy getting 3 bases and didn't build a robo facility this time around. There, now it goes down.
Yeah. So this is just going to be free reign. I think it's over already.
Well, he could lose the 3rd. I mean, MicroMachine just got
lose the 3rd, but I think he's going to lose the 3rd plus the army defending it.
Yeah, probably. Ooh, yeah, these Marines are definitely going to trade pretty efficiently here. A lot cheaper than those Stalkers. Oh, actually, Stalker gets away just barely.
At least the energy is gone on the Banshee. So they will actually finish that.
Not on this one.
No, not even finish. Blinks forward there, but base goes down. They blinked it basically into tank fire, unfortunately.
Into the ruins of their base.
Yeah.
Was there a tank there too? Oh yeah. Oh, okay, 3 tanks. Oh my goodness, I didn't even see that many.
Right, well,
finally, the stock. Hey, look at that.
Yeah.
Well, until they unsiege.
Yeah.
Then it's the worst position. But now I think MicroMachine does have this pretty much cinch. He took out the 3rd base, and now he's got 2 of his own and full production. And it's just been kind of a non-stop little skirmish here. And MicroMachine's just kind of had his foot on the gas this whole time. And Banshees are gonna ravage this mineral line, and Stalkers are not gonna cut it. Ender Sword. I think that's it.
Definitely not, especially without detection. Without the ability to see the thing that you want to hit, then it's not going to work.
Now you talked to MicroMachine's authors, or wait, my brain, just authors. Yeah, they were both there last week at PostBots, and we're gonna actually take a little look at a clip of that just after this wraps up here. Yeah, MicroMachine just needs to finish cleaning the probes up. What a slaughter! This is brutal. But no, yeah, it was a fun little PostBot segment, and we're gonna take a little look at a clip from it for all you PostBots fans if you haven't seen it. I guess you wouldn't be a fan if you haven't seen it yet, would you?
People are just fans in general.
Yes.
They're fans of anticipation.
There you go. Well, nicely done. MicroMachine stays alive, not getting knocked out in the lower bracket this season. We'll clean it up and move on. To face, we don't know. We'll have to wait until we go back to the upper bracket. Look at that tank line. Oh, look at that. It's like synchronized swimming. They're like into.
Definitely good. There's good tank control individually there. Like when the Stalker got on the 3 of them, one of them unsieged instead of all 3 because he didn't need to unsiege all 3. Yeah. So one of them unsieged to force the Stalker away, and then the rest of them shot him. So
there's a reason MicroMachine's on the top of the ladder there.
Exactly.
So nicely played. We are again going to take a quick little look here at PostBot. So once again, this is for our Crown Club members. If you check out our Patreon, you can get access to this as well as various other things like artwork for each season that we distribute to all of you and stuff like that. So check it all out. But let's go ahead and is it ready? Let's run the PostBots clip right now.
Let's do it.
All right, so MicroMachine versus Gen C, a lot of action going on. Man, I don't even know where to start.
I think this is a return to, so there's this game that series, I constantly refer back to in the context of the Gen C and MicroMachine rivalry. And it is, I think, someone might correct me here, but in my experience, Gen C was the very first bot really to, when MicroMachine became the powerhouse it was, Gen C was the only bot I could really see macroing on even footing with MicroMachine. And so I think it was just over a year ago now, there was a SC2AI tournament that was super hype. Maybe it was 2 years ago. I'm fuzzing on my memory, but yeah, and it was just like this. It was MicroMachine went back when he was doing his every unit individually macros. So you had this like cloud of units surrounding your army, and Gen C was pushing out with his tank Viking, really strategic slow push type style, and it was just epic, and it was this series is really, I see a return to that where Gen C goes even footing with MicroMachine, and in this case comes out the victor.
Yeah, this is the first, and we commented at the time, and even MicroMachine's authors at the end had gave props to this in chat that they'd finally been beaten in a macro game on a non-gimmicky even footing.
Yeah, not abusing some weird thing.
Yeah, and even down to the unit composition essentially being similar and the same on both bot side. This wasn't an attempt to deflect a shot and counterpunch. This wasn't an attempt to work around or find something cute or clever. This was brute force. I'm going to fight you on your terms and win. And just control each other.
I was feeling like you had mentioned, Laddie, about MicroBots, and there was a time maybe 2 or 3 seasons, maybe a year ago, where it felt like they were all very even in macro. It was MicroMachine, Spiny, Gen C, and they were just, even Tier in a way was kind of in this same kind of category of bots that could do macro. Like Tier could do macro when he felt like it. And they were all this kind of category. But then MicroMachine started to pull away as he got more and more complicated. And he was always a stronger bot, but his macro got cleaned up. He felt clean, it got cleaned up, and he felt like he was in a class of his own. And now we're seeing it. I think what I would feel is that Gen C is catching up. It's like Goku and Vegeta, and you have that MicroMachine is Goku pulling away, and Gen C is no, I too can go Super Saiyan. For those of you who are not Dragon Ball Z fans out there, I'm going to pull these references, and he's caught up to him, right? He's caught up to him, and I think he's standing toe to toe. Super Saiyan 2, here we are.
I do wonder whether there's been this transition for MicroMachine away from this cloud of units individually microing it to a more sort of, I guess, Gen C style army, almost where they're actually grouped up. I do wonder whether in some respects that has damaged MicroMachine. And maybe the cloud of units style is actually better versus Gen C at finding potentially a weakness when Gen C pushes out. I do wonder there.
You can check out that series in our videos page from last week. That was one of our best series of all time. It was just an epic TVT. Definitely worth the watch. And definitely worth the watch of PostBots if you like behind-the-scenes content and hearing what the bot authors have to say. Obviously, it's really nice to have their input. They're the really smart ones in the show here who do all the hard stuff, make all these awesome bots. And again, if you want to make your own bot, we've got a link in the description below, and you can get started and get into the AI Arena ladder. Check them out at aiarena.net, and you can qualify for ProBots through that. So,
yeah,
good stuff. All right, well, let's talk about our next series. We've got Strelok versus TheHarvester coming up next. Another TVP. So it'll be good to see another side of TVP here. Again, both these bots have not received any updates. But I do think that both of them have a pretty good chance at making it through, I don't know, at least a few more rounds here. I mean, whoever has to go up against MicroMachine is obviously going to have a bit of a hard time, but I don't think either of these will see him anytime soon.
Aren't they?
Oh wait, is that? Are we in the week where they will face MicroMachine? Oh geez.
So, yeah.
Well, one of these bots might be doomed next week. Yeah, I need to pull up the bracket here. But yeah, let's go ahead and pull up some stats. Here is Strelok. He's been doing well for a few seasons now in ProBots, and definitely has a nice elo.
Yeah, good elo, low crash rate, but we should update that because this was based on their ladder. But unfortunately,
well, he didn't technically crash, did he?
He was just crash. He just ended the concept of time.
Yeah.
So it was going to take, a few days to run the game. So basically, for all intents and purposes, he forced us to crash him.
Well, we'll see what happens this week. Harvester.
Yeah.
He's got a pretty nice win rate as well. Infi doesn't he make one of the tools? The that the bots use? Or no, am I thinking of somebody else?
Are you thinking of EMAT or?
Oh, ELAT. Yeah. I think I'm thinking of.
But,
I think I'm giving Impy somebody's credit.
Help with stuff too. I mean, everyone kind of does something, but yeah, definitely, yeah.
Very helpful in the Discord, especially if you're new and want to start making a bot. So go check out the AI Arena Discord. You can meet all the bot authors there. But I believe we're just about ready to hop into this best of 3. Again, one of these bots will be eliminated. We just tossed BlinkerBot into the scrap pile, and we'll see who will be joining him soon.
Yep, do it out.
Is it now? Can we do it now?
Now, it always seems like it's now.
I want it to be now, Endersword. Yeah. I am ready for this game. Now is now. We're going to hop into it. Thank you again for tuning in to the lower bracket, round 2 of ProBots Day 5. Let's hop into our next best of 3, Strelok versus TheHarvester. A ding sound. I just said.
I want a robotic voice that says
Armageddon's
now ready.
Strelok.
So,
Impy's TheHarvester.
I also want a complimentary dinner package every week at the finest restaurant with direct sama.
it seems fair.
That's what I want. Is that so much to ask, Endersword?
It seems totally fair to me.
One of these days.
Yeah.
No, says Drexama. I liked seeing Drexama on Postbots last week. How about you?
He was, yes, he needs to be on camera more.
I agree. If you in chat, if you think that Drexama needs to be on the show more, go leave us Drex Scuff Face in the Discord.
Mm-hmm.
Or here in chat if you have it.
He's never shy at like in-person events. He'll walk out with like a robe and a crown and shit. But then you get online, he's like, "Oh, I don't want to be on camera."
I forgot about the robe. Oh my goodness. All right, we are here on Catalyst for our next best of 3. Strelok and TheHarvester are going to be going at it here, and looks like some pretty standard stuff going on. Neither of these bots, I'm trying to recall, but neither really strike me as cheesy. I think Strelok has done some proxies,
would do
right?
some proxies, yeah, and it doesn't look like he's going to. But yeah, it has done like proxy barracks attacks, and it doesn't look like we're getting that. It actually became a lot better when it stopped doing them, or at least stopped doing them as much.
Yeah. There we go. There's a bunch of scuffed Drek emote. I love that emote. It's a good one. That is our beautiful producer, Drek-sama.
Taking out the SCV there, and then the wall. Missed back.
What is happening?
Does not understand the situation.
I think is he trying to get the probe, or did he see? Is there a pylon there? What is targets list is empty. Calculating possible targets. Yeah, they're okay. Yeah, well, Strelok. This is not good. Okay, so they're trying to finish the command center. So the SCV bailed on the command center. Didn't die. Just okay, and now he's gonna.
Oh no! I thought that was the end of the problem.
It almost was, but they decided they need to be sure that the command center.
See, this is how Strelok gets away with its like 0.01 crash percentage. This isn't a crash, but come on.
Might as well be. He's definitely broken here. Oh man, this Adept's gonna have fun if it can get up into that main base here.
Is this on purpose too? Does Harvester somehow know that Strelok does this because that probe is not there for anything?
He is scouting, and he
is scouting, but like it just seems exploitative that the only thing that probe is really doing is causing this.
No, but he's not. The SCVs are going for the command center.
No, I know that, but it killed the thing that tried to build the command center.
I thought the SCV just bailed because it was getting attacked.
The reason that the depots are up is because the probe is there.
Yeah.
And so
why?
doesn't know. So I think that probe is there to keep the depots up, to keep the SCVs in perpetual I want to build the command center mode.
Maybe. I don't know. It feels weird because once the command center's done, they go back to work. So it's, assume that first SCV doesn't die or doesn't get pulled off, whatever happened. Then all the other SCVs don't get pulled off, right? It was only because it paused building of the command center, right?
I just think then, oh well. But given that they're bots, I bet that he knows that 90-something% of the time the SCV does die.
Well, and all of his units have this. Okay, so they get in range and they stay there. So it's not just the probe.
No, but it's not. But the probe is why the depots are up.
Well, yeah, but anything would cause that, not just the probe. The probe was just trying to get in, and that is now the only spot that the probe can stand.
That's the only unit. That's the only unit that could be there
before getting in.
Before it's the only unit that could be there that early to cause it to go up. That's kind of.
I don't know. I'm skeptical. Well, we'd have to get some verification from the author.
Something there had almost killed that probe, and I want the probe to die, so that we can see if the probe dies, do the depots go down.
Well, and that's I think the probe was just trying to get in, and that's the closest it can get without getting in now.
Maybe. I don't know.
So that's where it just chooses to stand. Either way. Harvester Strelok's all but dead here. I'm very curious. We'll have to ask him for you or something.
I want to see the next game maybe. So
interesting.
He's in here anyway.
Yeah, I mean, just not mining for half of the game essentially is gonna really cost you. Oh my! Where did all these Dark Templar come from? I was not watching. Harvester has got some crazy moves, and this might be the ticket to, if he's able to move on and face MicroMachine, maybe that's the ticket. Is you got to have just some crazy move. Like these Dark Templars came out of nowhere with this War Prism. We're so busy arguing about a probe, and meanwhile DTs are sneaking in. I mean, that is their job. They did it so well that I didn't even see it. And it's gonna wrap up game number 1 here. Yeah, it'll be interesting. Maybe we can get Imphy on post bots and talk about that.
Yeah, I want to know whether that was whether it was on purpose or if that was coincidentally the case. But I'm virtually certain that the probe being there keeps the depots up.
Well, yeah, but again, technically anything being there would keep it up. It just happens to be a probe. I think the probe is getting accused unfairly. He's because he just happens to be the one there.
But he's the one that but my point is, he's the only one that can be there. Because you can't make a unit that fast.
Well, that's what I'm saying. So he's getting the flack for just doing his job. He was just going to scout Endersword.
I'm not blaming him. I'm giving him credit.
I'm looking at it from the Terran perspective. It's all his fault that the depot stayed up. So
yeah, the Terrans already have too much privilege.
Maybe you should let the probe scout. He wouldn't have kept your depots up.
Well, that's it. That's
Problem
true.
solved.
Now you're blaming the victim. We'll see what develops in game number 2, whether we get the same sort of thing.
Yeah, we'll definitely keep an eye out.
CC first and develops that.
Because I think we're going to be able to tell. Let's watch and see if the probe is trying to get in. If it's trying to get in, then it just happened to end up there, right?
It did get in.
Oh, it did get into the main?
Well, once the depot was down, it walked in.
Well, yeah.
But it didn't look like it was moving. Because usually when you see something trying to do something, you get the spam clicks on it and whatever.
All his units were spam clicking. You couldn't see it because the SCVs were also spam clicking on the same spot.
Maybe.
So there was blue. I was looking closely for it. There was blue and red on that same spot. So the probe was just like, okay, I'm just going to stand here. I can't get in. I think.
Let's see what happens. It's just weird probe behavior.
It is interesting.
Probe behavior. I don't know. I want.
You are a dirty toss.
I want an essay written on that part.
Don't forget. All right, game number 2 here. Let's hop into it. Strelok versus the Harvester.
Armageddon's Strelok. In face the Harvester.
All right, submarine for game number 2, and we already see the probe going across to scout. And it's not like he sent probe first or anything either. He built the pylon, and then another probe from the mineral line came and is now going across to scout, right?
Yeah.
Or wait, no, he's not going across. I could have sworn I saw him go
This
across.
one might go. Okay, this one's gonna go.
No. Well, yeah.
That
okay.
one's gone. Yeah.
There we go. Third one. So the
So-
third probe. No, he's going to make it.
But he's going barracks this time, so we won't get to see.
Oh, yeah, did he go command center first last time?
I think it was CC first because there's certainly nothing out to defend him.
Yeah, that's true. Well, we'll keep our eye on things and see how it pans out. It looks like Harvester's actually scouting around the map looking for any proxies at the moment, which is always wise. It's really nice that that is added in because we definitely, with how many Terrans there are in this season as well, guaranteed we're gonna see some proxy barracks before the season's up here.
Yeah, and usually, very often it's Strelok that does it, so it makes sense that he's looking for it, because it is the bot that attempts to.
Well, even MicroMachine does one now, right? I think
Yeah.
didn't we see MicroMachine do one last week?
MicroMachine has done the done a proxy marauder a fair bit.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, I love that build.
So now I'm wondering, it's trying to go after like a building SCV because it moves to that, but see, now it leaves. This time it leaves.
Oh, well, now he's got to run from that SCV on lower ground. See, he's not going to try, and then it closes. He's like, okay, I can't get up there now, so he leaves. But see, and I think on the last map, he was that again. That was just the closest spot for him to stand since he couldn't get in.
But he's not.
wrecked
But
it.
he's not going there this time.
Wait, how does he even see that though? Wait, because he moves right when it closes.
It's trying to path into the base.
Oh, it's the
so
pathing. You're right. You're right.
It's the pathing brings him down there.
That's right.
Yeah. So definitely.
Okay, so
different,
yeah,
but-
it is the pathing, so it is a little different scenario. Here comes Reaper, though. Reaper has a nice path into the main. Probes scattering everywhere, I guess, to... I don't know what they're doing fully. Oh, to go mine. They're trying... I thought the base wasn't done yet. But here's the Adept. Should be able to hold this off now. Ooh. Whoa. Man, those pesky Reapers. Strelok with some nice Reaper moves here, reminiscent of MicroMachine a little bit.
Yeah, Strelok has some pretty good control and
Yeah.
so on as well. Good.
Oh, did we just close the MicroMachine vote? Oops. Vote in the chat now. Which bot you think will win? Exclamation mark vote. Strelok or the Harvester?
All right, cleans him up here. He's still doing this. This at least confirms like the depot dance, that the depots are clearly cued to come up when the probe gets close.
Mm-hmm.
But now that finally,
Well, and we don't see a command center this time,
and
so
these are going to stay down. Yeah.
then yeah, since we don't see the command center, there's not this weird chance for all those SCVs to go try to finish building it or whatever the deal was. Yeah, nice little wall off there.
Yeah.
Good point out.
Trap.
Keeps those pesky Reapers out. So Harvester's getting everything in place that it needs to deal with Strelok here. If it can survive on the two bases here against, I think, what is going to be a one-base cycle. Okay, never mind. As I say that, command center does come down for Strelok, but it's really far behind. I almost would rather just see a one-base attack here, which was what I thought it was.
Yeah, it might be better off at this point to kind of go all in. Reaper still kind of looking around for anything else going on. See what sort of timing he tries to hit here. It's getting Cloak and Banshee.
Yeah, you've got unfair voting advantages this time. You've already got one up for the Harvester, but no, Strelok could definitely turn this around.
Prism is out now, and a Dark Shrine is coming here, so it looks like we're going to get an attempt at the same follow-up, but this time it is against a non-paralyzed Strelok.
Yeah, he's definitely got a few things out to kind of deal with it. I don't think he has any turrets though. He might have one scan, but we saw 4 Dark Templar come in at the same time, and I don't know if he has enough to deal with 4 Dark Templar and this army, even if he does have a scan available. But I guess if it attacks in little groups like this, then maybe he does.
Yeah, I think he's going to probably clean up this front force. It's a matter of, can he get into the main? Is there anything that he's got to deal with Banshees on the other side? Because that's just kind of going to go to work.
Ooh, yeah, going to get a lot of probe kills. Will slow things down.
Yeah, is he going to get in the main, though? Because the Warp Prism is playing in front, and if the Cyclones get on that, and he doesn't really get any damage done here.
Boom, instant Dark Templar Warp, and I love how the Warp Prism unsieges immediately as well. Yeah. Does its work and then gets out, and actually a full retreat out of the Harvester. While Strelok with his immaculate Cyclone control, barely any scratches on those Cyclones, is going to be able to just drive it away. And the Banshee, meanwhile, like you pointed out just a moment ago, is just, oh my god, 20 kills.
Yeah, not even really being evaded, and like 4 DTs coming home instead of just jumping into the main doesn't make a lot of sense. The scan there is wasted, but that's fine. It doesn't matter at this point.
I was thinking Harvester might be the one to beat MicroMachine with something like this, but if there's no answer to Banshees, then there's no way you're going to beat MicroMachine. Yeah. Even if you got to beat Strelok here first with his Banshees, and it's not looking good.
DTs are very unaware at this moment that they can't shoot the Banshees.
Yeah, they need to be on the other side doing something.
Yeah, he is cleaning this up. Like, this looked like it was probably going to be a bit of a base trade, just where you had a few Banshees going to town, but then DT swarming everything on Strelok's side, but they didn't. They came home, so hasn't panned out that way.
Yes, indeed. Ender Sword, we're going to get my favorite thing ever, an ace match.
The ace match?
It is
like
the ace.
More clues in the in the depot gate.
I would love that. Yeah, I'd love to see another similar scenario to game 1 to maybe get some closure on that. But now Cyclones are going to have to pull back and repair, but it looks like Strelok with his 76 supply to 8 is going to win here. A couple Dark Templars are going to be a pesky nuisance, but they're actually just going to stand on the low ground and let the tanks and Cyclones kill everything.
Yeah, there's a Raven here now, so he's fine, and he will just clean up the rest of the buildings.
Strelok with the moves, gonna bring us to an ace match. I like it. Well, and that just goes to show, even in the lower bracket here, even without updates, these bots can just go toe-to-toe, and it's hard to predict. So,
yeah,
good on you. Get your votes in. Now's your last chance to vote. ! Vote Strelok. ! Bart. Yeah, you know the drill. Harvester.
Thanks.
Words are hard. Ace match hype in a minute and a half. That is, I can't wait that long. I'm too excited for it, Ender Sword. I need it now.
It's going to be good. I don't know how it's going to conclude.
So, I guess it's going to depend on the build that Strelok does, right? Because the command center first or early bit him in the butt game 1.
Seems to fail. But then Harvester, having lost, usually should change its build order too. Mm-hmm. So maybe we don't get a DT build, which in the first game was kind of irrelevant, but
it was just slam dunking on him at that point.
In the second one, it should have won, and it just chose not to. So it was not a bad. It wasn't a bad course of action. Yeah. But now he's going to change probably away from it. So I don't know what he's going to do.
It's a mystery. We'll have to wait and find out. While we wait, make sure you check out all the stuff below. Make sure you hit that thumbs up if you like what you see, because we do this every week. Yeah. And we've got 2 more weeks, and hopefully you will join us for our final couple of weeks. We'll go back into the upper bracket, I believe, next week, and then, or no, lower bracket again next week, and then upper bracket, and then like final or something like that. We've got a couple more weeks. Make sure you check out the forum to stay up to date with all that. But let's do it. Let us hop into this ace match, game number 3, between Strelok and the Harvester, and see who moves on to face MicroMachine in the next round.
Armageddon's Strelok. In face, the Harvester.
Ever dream. Now, did you, in any of the other 2 games, pay attention to what the Harvester was saying?
Yeah,
With its state action?
I think it basically always says this.
Same thing, or did it?
Yeah,
Did it say
so
something
it
else?
always says state size 1, action size 8.
Okay.
And then this chain from 0 episodes.
Okay.
But it doesn't, I don't think, give a conclusion. Like, it lets us know. I think this is essentially what you kind of call the possibility space of what it's going to do. But I don't know that it ever then tells us what it decided. It just has a series of potential actions.
Yeah. Well, we'll see what happens here. I think it's going to be the same build here. I think Harvester likes his little DT shenaniganry there. And it works out. It could definitely, or it could work out anyway. I think the Banshees, that's going to be what really hurts Harvester. It didn't seem like Harvester had any kind of answer to it. No stalkers were coming in, nothing.
Yeah, it wasn't aware
Not
that
enough.
DPs, tiny state, huge action. See, this is, I said this, I think, sounds like the first week of him. It just sounds like a catchphrase for an action movie set in Rhode Island.
See, look, I think he just wants in, but can't get in.
But then
Right.
he goes, see,
then he leaves
in
once
the
it's-
other games, he at least came down here. Why didn't he do that before?
Oh, because he was probably trying to attack the building SCV, right? Wasn't it on the other side?
That's what he did
Okay.
in the last game, was he was trying to kill the guy that was making it. But then in the games prior, he just stayed up there. And in these games, without the command center, it goes down. But also then, because he goes down, the moment he goes down here, Strelok is in a loop of dropping that defense.
He's got that SCV trying to chase it too.
I think what we're trying to say is that they're codependent.
Yes. Nice wall off there out of the Harvester. We've seen that in pretty much every game. Just a nice wall off on top of the ramp. Harvester does not want to deal with Reapers in its main, and we can see that has been dealt with swiftly. Nicely done there. Yeah, must have. Harvester's author must have had his fair share of dealing with Reapers getting up into his main. That's very, very nice wall off. Very intentional, it seems.
There you go. Click the claim. Click it. Click it, Ops. Click it. This bot, of course, coded by Edward Snowden.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, clearly.
Oh, is he stuck? Is this Reaper stuck?
He's something.
He's something. He's dancing. I don't know what he's doing. That's interesting. Tanks coming out as well. Stargate on the way this time. Total tech switch out of the Harvester. So you're right. I guess with that loss, seems like he wants to switch things up here.
Bam.
Now is it for, what is it for? Oracles? Void Rays?
It probably is for the, I don't know. Void Rays, I hope. Oracles we always
There you
see
go.
fail. I've never seen a successful Oracle anything in the bot games.
There was one where it almost did, like it got a lot of SCV kills or something, and
There's a lot where it
last season,
almost
but-
does. And
but
then,
then it just can't finish the deal. Can't. Yeah.
it's a lot of decision making. I think a lot of it is because it's considered like a spell cast instead of a weapon. And so I think it has a lot of trouble kind of prioritizing, choosing targets, knowing when to go in and out, knowing when it, like energy thresholds and so on.
Now, did that probe stop Strelok from expanding to the point that Strelok actually has a really good army to deal with this? Because I think that SCV was trying to eventually go down and expand.
Yeah,
What
it's
a
hard to say. He kept, again, closing the wall on him. How much did it stop him? Not sure. But yeah, having the 2 tanks out is certainly a lot more stable this time around. But he is potentially, the Phoenix is interesting. But if he's potentially facing like a charged lot Void Ray army, then that's going to be pretty interesting.
Yeah, Void Rays. I mean, what I keep forgetting what patch we're on. We're on second to the most recent, right? Or something like that. Second to last. Ooh, Banshee's getting some nice kills, stopping a gateway from going up here, and just here a lot of these kind of endless loops this series, where it just gets stuck. Oh, finally gets the gateway down. But I mean, nothing you could really do about that Banshee anyway. Even if it wasn't cloaked, there's nothing that shoots up.
He has Phoenixes though.
Yeah, but they're all across the map. I'm talking about
They
his
are,
base
yeah,
right now,
that's there. But like, yeah, the Phoenix should be
He's working in zealots.
Yeah.
Ooh, all right. So Banshee's,
but he doesn't have a lot there. Is he going to catch this when it decloaks?
well, only because the Banshee decided to fly right next to the Void Ray as it decloaks here, I think. If it had just kept going home, it would have been fine.
If he could clean it up, it'll be okay. Why the Phoenix disengaged there, I'm not sure, but he will finish it off.
Nice. Yeah, Phoenix actually going to help out a lot against the Banshees. A lot more than in the previous couple games here. Yeah, Void Ray 2 getting some shots. So, all right, Harvester is stabilizing, trying to get a third.
Yeah, it's not committed to this. Every time another unit comes by, they get distracted and want to go after those. But yeah, definitely it's going to help. He does still need some detection, or else he's going to take a beating every time a cloaked one comes in for a little bit till it wears off, and that does last a long time. The Fleet Beacon. So Tempest would definitely help as well on deterring Banshees, but again, he needs something to deal with the cloaked part of it.
Yeah, well, and finally, Robo Bay is on the way, or Robo Facility. Man, this is gonna make me car sick.
They're just chilling.
Just chilling, just testing their cool cars out.
They just want to be vultures so bad.
Oh, vultures! Though, I wish they would bring vultures back. They are the coolest unit. All right, well, there's a nice little standing force here outside of the third, so Strelok will not be able to really do anything with this. Maybe if it dives onto the probe line, it can get some kills, but I think, yeah, actually, looks like it's splitting up. No, just going to pull away from the probes and should get cleaned up pretty easily. We'll get a few probe kills, that's nice, but 3 bases out of the Harvester now, and with a decent army to hold. I mean, it is a little bit lacking, but the Void Rays and Phoenix are going to be able to deal with the Banshees and the tanks quite well here.
Yeah, it's splitting up in a somewhat haphazard but reasonable way. I like the probes going after the tanks, even though not quite getting the job done there. It was an attempt. The Phoenix picking them up earlier makes sense, but there's only 2 of them, so it takes a long time.
Yeah, definitely. But yeah, slowly but surely, Harvester is trying to hold here, but no, I think too many workers have gone down in just this big last engagement here. They were getting used to fighting, too many died to the tanks and whatnot, and he is now down 80 supply to 50. And
the Phoenix is like last on their target priority is the Banshees.
It's the Banshees?
It's literally prioritizing every other target over the Banshee.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, Banshees have kind of been the...
Oh, nice drop on the Cyclone.
Oh, what a pin.
Sick.
Boom. Well, I think Strelok pretty much has this in the bag, but it's hard to say. Again, with those Phoenix, obviously they're out of energy, so they're not going to do anything right now. But the Void Ray still poses a significant threat. But look what really causes a threat: the Tempests.
Yeah, the Tempest, like 2 of them coming out is much better kind of space control against these like lighter units. And Strelok's definitely got like the worker advantage and current army advantage, but I don't know that Strelok is assembling kind of a closing army, whereas the Harvester army is going to get more of a stable, unkillable sort of feel to it. But can his economy keep going while he gets up to like 4 or 5 Tempests?
No, well, he's got to survive long enough to get up to 4 or 5. And yeah, with losing more probes here, more economy at the third, the Vikings are landed. They don't even care. They're like, Tempest, that's cute. We're going to kill your base first.
Yeah.
But 2 Tempests, actually, they're going to start getting some kills here, I think.
Yeah, I think you'll lose this front Void Ray here in a little bit. If more Cyclones come. But yeah, if there start to be 4 or 5 Tempests, then I don't think anything... Like, so far we haven't seen Strelok's army work in like a coordinated way. They're just kind of each doing their own little mission. And it's hard to deal with Tempests that way.
Yeah, a lot of harassing, a lot of things like that, but you're going to need a big group of Vikings, something like that. But as I said, he is starting to produce more Vikings 2 at a time now. Ravens could help out if they get a nice, juicy anti-armor missile or something.
Yeah, Ravens could be good. The Vikings have to come out in good numbers, be controlled well, and not just land and let themselves die. Like, it's fine right now, but when the threat comes, they have to be Vikings again.
Oh, I would say Harvester absolutely needs to keep this base alive. If this base dies, I think there's almost no hope of coming back. Oh, he keeps it alive. It's so close to dead. Oh my goodness, because yeah, he needs to crank out some probes now. He's down by 40 probes currently.
He is. I'm not. It's just he's looking more stable to me.
Slowly but surely he is. I don't know. It's a weird stable though. I feel like you get enough 5 Vikings at a time though. I feel like by the time Harvester can go do anything to stop Strelok from getting his 5th or 6th base, whatever that is, there's just not going to be enough.
Yeah, and
because me and Vikings trade better than
behind him.
Yeah,
and he can't allow like a Tempest to get picked off in the open.
Oh yeah, like if you're trading a Tempest for even 2 Vikings, that's a bad trade for the Tempest.
Yeah, you have to get the Tempest numbers up and keep them.
Yeah,
I'm shocked that that Void Ray was still alive that long. I thought it was going to die 2 minutes ago.
Well, it died in the first little skirmish there, so. Yeah. And yeah, it's just such a small force here. There's just so much potential to hold for Strelok.
So there's a bunch of Vikings, and the Tempests are not. Okay, now they are.
Ooh, they're getting some good shots.
To an arc here, and the Vikings are just not really working together.
Yeah, if they're too timid, if they don't group up and dive or something, then.
Yeah, there's enough of them now. Like that, Strelok can trade. Okay, this will be a little better. He could be inefficient, but he has to finish. Like, they can't be doing this. I'm going to dive. I'm going to dive. No, I'm not. Like, the pull away on this cannot.
Oh, here we go. They get one. Second is getting gunned down. Will fall.
All right, then that third one is going to go down because the others aren't helping. That one's dead. That one's dead. Okay, this has turned now.
Strelok looking so strong. 55 to 16 army supply. The worker count has evened out a lot more, but while the Harvester has been recovering, Strelok's just been like taking every base on his side of the map. So
yeah, the army supply is not. It's essentially the Harvester went on the offensive sooner than it should have. Had it kept that on its side, then I think it would have been able to constantly like pull back and get the Tempest count up to an insurmountable level, but taking 5 completely across the map, lost.
Yeah, it's that overextension that gets them all killed, and then you've got nothing, so now you got a whole swarm. Look at this awesome swarm taking out that Tempest. That was cinematic. And then, yeah, that should pretty much do it. Strelok, so it'll be Strelok versus MicroMachine in the next round. We'll see that next week. So some more TBT. A lot of Terrans this season. So every Protoss, and I believe we've only got 1 Zerg left. We lose. Is this actually our last Protoss? Wait, who do we have left?
Yeah, we got Spiny.
Tyr. We've got Tyr in the upper bracket. He's our top Protoss there.
Yeah, because Tyr had played Spiny last week.
Nicely done, Strelok. Good job. Yep. Unfortunately for the Harvester, it will get tossed into the scrap pile.
Yep. Yeah, stumbled on success in the first game, but then unfortunately not in this one.
Yeah, no, good, definitely a good comeback, good hold. Strelok showing a lot of longevity, a lot of really good decision making as well, and just some really good harass. It did remind me a lot of MicroMachine a few seasons ago or so, where it's just very harassy and poking nonstop and attacking just everywhere. And
yeah, it was basically, it's not using the army in a coordinated pack sort of way. So it is, a bit older in that sense, but there was enough economy there in the last game to just carry it anyway. So
definitely. All right. Well,
definitely good.
Yes, indeed. You know what else is good?
What?
A 5-minute break. We're going to take a quick little break here. We will have more games. We've got 2 more best of 3s coming up afterwards, so stick around. Get everybody in here. We have got BenBot versus Spudde coming up, and then Spiny versus FourGateBot. That is Scarlet's bot. She's been doing quite well in ESL recently. I think. But yeah, we'll see if FourGateBot can continue its run here. It's doing pretty well in the lower bracket, so it'll be a good finisher to our show tonight. So yeah, stick around, everybody. Again, check out all the links below. Hit the thumbs up button if you like what you see, and check out our Crown Club membership. Let's actually run a Crown Club member shout out before we go to break.
Do it.
Welcome back, everybody, to the lower bracket round 2, day 5 of PostBots. We've got just a few more weeks left, and we have 2 more bots, Ender Sword, to eliminate tonight for the scrap pile. We're going to refurbish them and bring them back maybe next season if they qualify. We'll see. But yeah, check out AI Arena Ladder. Again, if you want to get your bot qualified, if you're a new bot author or a pre-existing bot author, definitely get your bot rolling on AIarena.net. And that's how you qualify for our postbot season. And we're getting close. We're getting close to that top 4. We should have our top 8 after tonight, right? Yeah, here's our main bracket for tonight. So we've got MicroMachine and Strelok there. We'll be going up against each other next week. But in our upper bracket, we've got Ketrock, GenCbot, Tier, and Dominion Dog. And then, yeah, plus MicroMachine, Strelok, and then what other 2 bots, whatever 2 bots advance from here.
Yeah,
we'll have our top 8 after tonight.
Will indeed.
Look at that.
Will indeed.
What do you think we're going to see? Who out of these 4 bots, who's moving on, who's getting eliminated? Quick predictions.
Out of these, I think it's still safe to say that MicroMachine beats Strelok. And then I think the winner of Spiny and FourGateBot wins the next game. But I don't know for sure that SpinyBot has coded in an appropriate defense.
Yeah, we'll see. And it's a fearsome 4-gate, too.
Yeah. So I don't know.
That boosted minerals. And then BenBot Spudde. I think that our next matchup's going to be kind of a hard one to call, honestly. This might be our closest one of the night. I say that Strelok Harvester was pretty close. I think this one might be a little bit closer. We'll have to see how it pans out. But BenBot always shows some nice stuff, some good BC harass. So we'll see if Spudde can deal with that.
Yeah, I think it's again a thing of he's got to have something specific for it. Mm-hmm. If he doesn't, then I don't think it'll survive the first warp in. So you either attack it early or you have something specific to absorb it. I don't know what their ladder history is like, and whether you've coded something like that in.
Well, I do know both these bots were updated. So we saw last week BenBot get knocked down by a Dominion Dog. So he got updates for that week, and that carries into this week as well. But Spudde also got some updates, which we haven't seen yet. Mm-hmm. This was from a couple weeks ago. So let's go ahead and hop into our next best of 3, and we'll talk a little bit more about that. BenBot versus Spudde here on ProBots. Right now.
Soon.
See, the one time I do watch the timer, it doesn't matter.
Don't work.
Should I buy more time? What's going on here?
Blossier's BenBotBC. Spudde.
Get your votes in. Get your votes in now. Type in !vote in the bot's name. He thinks he's going to win. A lot of Spudde love today. I mean, hey, who doesn't love a good Spudde? You can boil them. You can mash them, I hear. You can even put them in stews, I think. Want to get started making your own bot? I love those little pop-ups. Then yeah, check out our simple bot template. Again, that is in the links below. I believe it's a marine bot, right?
I think so. Yeah, there is. I think the one we've got attached there is. I know there are existing templates for like a Cannon Rush bot and a Ling Flood bot.
Mhm.
There's a few different ones, so there's definitely at least one template for each race.
Yeah. Very cool stuff. All right, well, here we are on Golden Wall. This has probably honestly been my favorite map in the last couple seasons for these bots to play on, because it has created some weird with that little ledge we're looking at kind of right there. Just the third base location has always proved to be a weird point of contention. We've seen some bots try to preemptively take that ground before even expanding and things like that, and it's always caused for some weird things. And the bots even deal with those back alleys, even using those decently well. I think, was it MicroMachine last week, right, that used was doing some shenanigans with that?
Yeah, definitely.
He was minding it.
So there he attempted to put the CC down, immediately canceled upon seeing that the bunker was there. Reaper will come down and get into the line of fire, does not immediately back away from it. Instead, takes some hits, but then runs across the map.
He's got drugs for that. He'll heal up. It's fine.
He'll be fine. He'll be fine.
It's fine. He'll be fine. Yeah, so the Reaper actually gets across. That's really good for Spud, especially since I don't think there's any production back at home, right, for BenBot. Oh, keep going, Reaper. Keep going. What are you doing?
Just going to chill there for now. Yeah, if he had gotten into the main here, there is no defense, so could definitely get some work done, but he's not going yet.
Nope. Yeah, it's an interesting bunker placement. It does allow for units to kind of slip out of there. Now that there's 3 Marines, maybe not so easily 4 Marines now. So actually the Reapers might get gunned down as they try to sneak out of there. But nobody else is leaving. It's just Spud back at home, gearing up, getting his own Marines in bunker, situated at the top of his base there. And yeah.
It's interesting. You mentioned that placement of it does let units slip out, and it does, provided the unit is willing to go through the range, and a lot of bots aren't, and so that bunker would totally keep them at the edge of the ramp. But because this one was willing to take damage, it went through. But many of them, we see that as the strategy where they know that the Reaper will stay out of fire.
Yeah, they're too afraid to
didn't keep it in when it usually would have, but it's dead anyway, so it's a moot point. It didn't go across and reap havoc, but yeah, this is definitely a lot more aggressive than we've really ever seen BenBot doing. It makes a bunker, but it's usually on its own side of the map. So yeah, this is definitely a little more in the face, and he's also not really expanding. He's not expanding on his own yet. So this is a departure.
Yeah. Yeah, I figured with that SCV, he's just chilling there. Maybe he's just waiting for the mineral count. Yeah, there it is.
Yes. Yeah. But it is delayed, certainly, from where it usually is in most games.
Well, he's still got a really good grip on Spud here. He's up in supply. So things, I think, are looking great for BenBot. I don't recall him ever really doing a build like this.
No, he generally doesn't. Like, this defense is usually placed between its natural and third, and it does the same sort of things with, like, Widow Mines and a bunker and whatever, but it doesn't do it aggressively. This probably makes a lot more sense.
Well, we're about to see that continuous SCV sacrifice, I think, out of Spud here. Looks like, yeah, SCV's trying to do something. Can we click on where are they going? I'm curious what they're trying to do right now, because they're not going to the natural. They're not trying to expand. Oh, they're trying to expand up at the third. Interesting.
Yeah, natural block. So choose another location, but not realizing that location is, of course, through the front door, and you may just get the bleed out.
Yeah, this is going to cost Spud a lot of money. It's just one SCV after a time die. I think they're dying faster than he can build them.
Yeah, especially if they were coming down 2 at a time there at some point. We'll see, he's got 26. We'll see, too, if he pulls any that are beyond saturation. So about, we'll see when it gets down to 22 if it keeps coming.
Well, and he's just kind of pulling arbitrarily. Yeah, he's pulling a lot of the closest one. It just happens to be gas at mining SCV.
Carrying the gas bucket.
Yeah, so he's wasting gas on top of it. Ugh. Not good for Spud.
He's trying to pay tribute.
Maybe. Yeah, well, BenBot is not giving him a chance to.
That would be like a fun mechanic of the game. I mean, no one would, I guess, there'd be no way to enforce it or like the honoring of it. But if you could give your opponent resources to withdraw from a position,
that'd be funny, like a diplomacy version of StarCraft. There is an arcade game. What is it? God Country or something? It's where one player plays God and you have to sacrifice and give donations to the God player, and he'll give you things. And yeah, it's weird. Anyway, here we go. BenBot finally thinks he has enough to push up the ramp, but that is a lot of tanks out of Spudde. So nothing's breaking this anytime soon.
I feel like the Bioforce there was just showboating. They weren't actually there to fight or anything. They just ran in front of the ramp.
It was like that. See, it's like in Starship Troopers when they all land on the planet. They're all like, all right, we got this. And they all run up, and then they just get eviscerated. And just, nobody survived there. And more Marines just going to actually trickle in. I guess BenBot thinking that maybe that attack would have gone a little bit better and that he would be able to reinforce it. But that is not the case. Is he just in full attack mode now? I guess he's just in full trickle mode because
I guess
units aren't grouping anymore.
As long as that one tank stays down there, is there even anything in that bunker anymore?
No. No, it's fully empty. That's I think he's in full attack mode, and that's not good.
Yeah. I mean, we'll see when this BC comes out. So, is there a response for that? There should be enough bio there to kill it if he wants.
That's a lot of almost dead Marines without healing.
He should, We'll see if he can get there.
Man, Marines just kind of tickle battle cruisers already, and when they're that close to death, we'll see. But yeah, BenBot's just going to continue donating Marine after Marine here. Yeah, he's maybe hoping that he'll find an opening, but nope. Will not. Yamato on the way as well.
He had the high ground vision there, the Viking leaving.
I think Spudde is going to... Huh?
He's just escorting the Hellion, I guess.
Yeah, he's just watching him. He's like, all right, you're here. Go attack. Nope. Good, at least the Hellion gets out of there. No, I think... Oh, wait, is BenBot going to play? I was going to say, if BenBot just keeps doing this, Spudde's just going to be able to build up a bigger army and eventually push out.
Did the BC go? Where's the BC?
I don't know. Where did the BC go?
He's not coming yet. It's done.
Is he walking across? Go to units and click on the BC. There it is.
Okay, he's just walking across. So maybe this is to keep its teleport up. Because I've always thought it was a little weird. It kind of makes sense to try and teleport in to your opponent, but it became really predictable. And then when you teleport in, then your escape is gone. So this might make a lot more sense.
Well, especially on a map like this, there's not a lot of dead space behind the base too, so you can't hide out like he normally does. He loves to teleport in usually and then fly back once he starts taking damage. But here go 1 BC, and the Marines are going to start to engage here. They are going to do a decent amount of damage, but I don't... Oh, the bunker. The bunker's going to hold.
Yeah, the bunker's good. The tank shooting about 5 of the Marines there really helped. And there's the jump out. He'll be able to repair that. But yeah, a good number of kills, 9 of them going down to the first BC. The second one going in with it will be a little more impactful. Plus, he'll have Yamato, and we'll probably go after bunker.
It's huge. And it's similar to the Tempests that we saw in the last series, where they kind of need to stack up and group up. So as the longer the game goes on, you've got more and more of them. And with the battle cruisers jumping back and repairing, BenBot's really good at that. He'll be able to keep that BC count nice and high, which against a 1-base Spudde is going to be very, very hard to hold.
Indeed is true. And here's the more traditional bunker at home defense. And the next BC going on out. Not sure what these... I guess this is the repair crew that is like waiting by the command center with bated breath. Army... If the Viking was there, those would have all been shot. But the Viking had moved back. Medevac here now. Just to provide moral support more than anything.
All right, well, the Bio's going to try to push out. There's a tank in a great spot, just sitting in the natural there. But the Bio's all going to try to engage this BC while the Marauders get shelled.
Down here on all this Bio. And yeah, BC didn't have to leave that early, but I understand. And here comes the second one. And is he gonna? It doesn't look like it is gonna Yamato the bunker. Maybe doesn't have that kind of on a target list, but it'll eventually take it down as it'll become harder and harder to keep it repaired.
Now I'm looking at all these updates. It's interesting. A lot of Spud's updates are for Protoss to deal with that. So, and since he hasn't been updated in a couple weeks,
In burning, and this will, yeah, kills it. It will be rebuilt, I guess. Boom.
Yeah.
Nice.
I hate to call it early, but I don't think it's even early at this point. 160 supply to 52. I think BenBot's
a lot of constraint not to call it at like the 5-minute mark.
I was a little hopeful when BenBot started trickling in units, and I thought it was just going to be a non-stop trickle where eventually Spud just built up a bigger army. But as it is, BenBot has 72 army supply to 37 and 86 workers to 13. It's going to be a real challenge for Spud to deal with this, especially he's got the only anti-air he's got is this bunker, right? So
yeah, and now with the second BC, he's not going to warp away this time. He's totally fine. He also gets upgrades and things. So now that with the plating is a little more durable, he's now making double BC at the same time. So these two might win it. He may be able to chase one more away, but I think that was actually the last Marine.
yeah,
nothing will shoot these no more.
that'll do it. That will do it.
And there comes a third, and they're just going to kind of go over. So far, they've chosen to Yamato nothing.
Yeah, that is interesting. I feel like we've seen that in weeks past as well, where he's saving it for someone, because we have seen him Yamato things, but it must be very specific.
The turrets, it's definitely one thing. I know that at Yamato's, it will Yamato a Viking.
Well, and you do want to be kind of selective with your Yamatos, right?
You don't want to waste it, but usually a tank is a decent target. But,
yeah, oh yeah, definitely, yeah, and turrets and all that. But nicely done. So we've got game number 2 loading up here, and I don't know. I think it's going to be hard for Spud to turn things around here.
Yeah, could be a pretty tough one. I like the 2 BCs that warped in the back at the end.
Yeah, that was a nice little cherry on top there.
If you can contain them like that. Again, it's a map dependent thing that he was able to get into that position well and just kind of hold it, and it was a really good distance from the ramp that you can't get at it and so on. We'll see if it does the same deal.
Indeed.
Same way. Yeah.
Oh, the poll is closed. I never saw it. Can we see the poll results? I'm curious to see what everybody thinks. There it is. Only 6 people. We're losing voters, Endersword.
I think they're just uncertain. They didn't want to tempt fate and vote for the wrong thing and then kind of feel a hit to their ego.
Yeah, we'll see. It was one of the recent updates, I think, out of BenBot, the punishing that early expand kind of, getting that bunker up. So we'll see if it can pay off again this time. Let's hop into game number 2, BenBot versus Spud.
Glaciers. BenBotBC. Spuds. Spud. Spuds. Spud.
All right, here we are in Catalyst. Man, that's sad potato.
Yeah.
Cracks me up.
It might become fries if it doesn't pull this game up.
Here we go. We were just talking about proxies a little bit ago.
Yeah, proxy again. Now this one has the map's going to have a little more of a back door if he chooses to go out. Although we saw kind of the Reaper that got out didn't participate in the war or anything. There's also more of a chance of getting a tank into a better position. he had his own tanks back pretty far. If his tanks had gone to like the edge of his own ramp, he would have had vision and his opponent wouldn't. He could have actually killed the low ground tank. But so you might get more likely to have that happen on the overhanging point that we've seen a lot of tanks become heroes on this map or similar map. But there's the bunker. It's a reasonable distance, but I think if you got a tank there, it's covered.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, that is a really sweet spot for a tank. We've seen it many a times hold way longer than it rightfully should, and deal with it. We just saw it in the series, our first series, right? BlinkerBot. Yep.
Yeah, exactly. And Stalker got right under. I think was it this exact map or
Yeah,
yeah,
I think it was.
And yeah, there's a few maps with this sort of shape. So here he comes down to try and put that in. It starts it, and then we'll cancel it, I guess.
Maybe.
if the SCV ever moves in range. There we go.
Oh no, he's just gonna keep trying to build it.
I'll leave it there.
Okay, there it goes. There it
That
goes.
could be in a lot of ways worse.
Oh. I see your bunker, and I raise you a bunker.
He should have kept the command center up to see if he would have just continued firing at it.
At the command center. No, I do think BenBot has some prioritization targeting there.
SCV. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, so it's making a few units or a few buildings on the high ground, which is a decent response. And again, yeah, can it get a tank up and get in a good position? It can break out.
Yeah, we'll have to wait and see.
Especially if it somehow times it that BenBot has suicided its army up the ramp around the time that it was going to be able to break out. That would work out beautifully.
Well, I think that's going to be the key, because soon we'll see BenBot taking a second, then a third, and really starting to expand. And that's really what killed Spudde. I mean, lots of things killed him, but wasn't able to expand at all. Tried to get that third for so long, just kept losing SCV after SCV. So, yeah, Spudde needs to make something happen here. Needs to break this bunker down here.
All right, so a tank is coming out. I like the position the factory's in. So hopefully it kind of leads to the tank going to where we think it should go. I'm not sure the exact ranging here.
Does it have vision? I think it'll be in range, but it won't have vision.
Yeah, if it goes right to the corner, I'm not sure. It would get vision if he starts suiciding SCVs.
Well, yeah.
But
which, well, he's done before, so what's the cost of a few SCVs?
Yeah, so where's this go? Okay, unfortunately, no. It's doing the opposite. It's doing basically what it did the first game, which is have the tanks back. And I think that's going to spell demise.
Yeah, well, it's a good defensive position, but yeah, he needs to be a little more aggressive with it and start breaking down that bunker. For now, Spudde's going to sit on one base again. BenBot's starting that second command center right now with Widow Mines coming out as well. So yeah, very, very similar builds to last game. So if BenBot can keep this chokehold up, and this time what is different too, well, I guess the Reaper didn't really do anything last game. Reaper got out last game and didn't this one, but I guess that didn't really change much.
Yeah, see what he gets into. I think there is potentially another difference in this game, if we can flip back here, is there isn't a tank this time. So
For who?
A Widow Mine. For BenBot.
Oh, for BenBot?
So before there was, he got a tank and then he had a Widow Mine. This time he built a Widow Mine. There's
the tank right there. Yeah, I was like,
is it going to be? Yeah, it's too far.
Actually, no, I think that's in range if he gets vision of the high ground there. He should be able to see the depot. Oh, wow, the SCV gets out. Are you kidding me?
Yeah,
that could be a game changer.
That's a big move. Here he comes down.
Oh, wow, Spudde being the aggressor this time.
This is a lot better. He's got to siege these tanks up, though. He's not going to.
Yeah, he's just going to fight hands. Actually, it might be better that he doesn't siege up because he needs...
But he's fire, but it is on fire, and there's no SCV around to save.
There was a little bit of repair on the tanks, but not enough. Yeah, all the tanks will go down. In the end, BenBot will take the fight, does return back home. The contain is over, so things are definitely panning out a little bit differently this time with with Spudde able to get a second base in that third base location as well.
Yeah, definitely pretty good. Much better overall here for Spudde this time. Yeah, I'm surprised that it did kind of make an aggressive move like it did.
That was good. It almost worked. Yeah, I think maybe you're right. Maybe if the siege tanks had sieged up, it would have worked a little better. He could have done a little bit more damage because had to hold that. But in the end, he holds anyway, and BenBot will return home to his nice little fortified Widowmine bunker position. And now we've got those star ports on the way, and that fusion core is about halfway done. So BenBotBC is about to live up to his namesake and try the BC finisher once more.
Yeah, and there we get the more successful SCV transfer. Good central position here for Spudde. If the BCs behave in the same way, where they don't teleport in, then that could be quite good for Spudde.
Well, there's not really any anti-air for Spudde, though, is there? Yeah, a couple Marines coming out.
The Marines, same as there was, which he's got the front bunker, so he kind of has to have the BC just walk over the bunker again. But he may get farther this time because, of course, now he can tech up. He's got a starport of his own. It may start making things. Who knows?
Yeah, we'll see. Yeah, I'd love to see some Vikings coming out. I think that's going to be the only way that he's truly going to be able to deal with the battlecruisers, especially as the game goes on longer. BenBot is not going to let it be a short game unless he's the one winning. So,
for sure. Here comes the army. Is it going to get into a good position? Like, if it sieges outside a certain range and takes some good fights, that could be okay. Of course.
I haven't seen it. There's the first battlecruiser. Okay, I was like, where are they? Yeah, actually, this is going to be the window that Spudde can maybe get something done. He's down in supply. The army supply is pretty even, though, and with good siege tank positioning, if he can hit and kill some stuff before the battlecruiser pops, just maybe he can get a good foothold and keep pushing. But yeah, once that battlecruiser.
That was almost an accidental engagement, but that was perfect.
Yeah, no, it worked out great for Spudde.
Because of the stray unit behind him, and then the whole Marine army walked into 3 siege tanks.
But it's on.
Tank, though.
Yep. Yeah, we were talking about it on the other side, but there's that sweet spot, and I think that is going to clean Spudde up here. Man, it was looking good. Spudde had a little bit of traction there, but with that tank on the high ground, this gets absolutely crushed. And now with battlecruisers popping out, I think that's it.
Yeah, he gets his 3 tanks out, but he needed the anti-air, like you said.
I mean, the Marines will have +1, but
that base. So the economy of BenBot is not as good as it usually is at this point.
That's true.
So it's not like he's going to be double and triple pumping out BCs, but he really just can't deal with the BC that exists.
Yeah, I mean, he'll be able to poke it away, and it'll jump back home a couple times probably. Actually, it's just kind of chilling at home forward the defense right now.
Yeah, it's not going yet.
Waiting for the army, maybe.
Yeah, the longer this waits, maybe the better. Although Spudde still has not made a turn towards anything that deals with this. So it's gotten like Medivacs and a Raven. Now there's some turrets.
There we go. Yeah, he needs anything that shoots up that he can get. Vikings, again, I think would be the best answer here. Does he even have a starport, though?
Yeah, because he's got the Medivacs. He's got the Raven.
That's right, yes.
But I don't think he's made any Vikings.
Not just yet.
Third CC is done. So he's got definitely the, despite being lower in workers, he's actually got a better economy.
That's interesting. Not often you see that. Is that the mules causing the...
mules?
Oh, no, it's because all these SCVs chill. What is going on here?
This part, that these are basically extra because they can't really mine anywhere.
SCV rave.
The fact that you can mine from 3 bases. So BenBot is now getting his 3rd, but it is behind because the first one was killed off.
That's why.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is a lot of SCVs holding that. I mean, I guess it'll be a very fortified position and really hard for anything to break through, but Spudde is just sitting back at home, getting his 3rd base up and running. More Ravens coming out, more upgrades as well. The armor for the bio is really going to help the bio survive a little bit longer against those battlecruisers. But as more and more pop out, I don't care how many Marines you got. If you get 5, 6 battlecruisers, it's just not going to work.
Yeah, especially if they've also got some upgrades to them. But he's not being aggressive at all.
Yeah, very passive TVT this time around. We've seen a lot more aggression in all our TVTs. This is probably our most passive one so far this season. Both bots just kind of, I mean, there's been little pokes here or there. But yeah, everyone's just sitting at home macroing. That's fine.
I think we got another Widowmine death cycle going on there.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, up at the fourth here.
Yeah.
Wants to build a base but cannot, and I don't know if he realizes why yet.
Well, hopefully soon, because he definitely will need more bases, as BenBot has finally established his third, and battle cruisers are out. More and more upgrades. Blue Flame even coming down. So even if BenBot has, even if Spud has a ton of Marines, Blue Flame's gonna roast them up, and then battle cruisers will seal the deal here. Yeah, I'm just so scared for Spud.
Yeah, there are at least Vikings coming out 2 at a time, 3 at a time.
That's good.
So that will help, and then we're now getting 6 Marines at a time. There is a point where he hits his stride, but this is also kind of predicated on Spud keeping his economy growing to stay ahead of BenBot, and if he doesn't get this situation cleaned up, he never will.
Oh, finally, the teleport into the back of the base. I need some excitement, Endersword. This was getting a little too passive for me.
Yeah.
And they're going to get a lot of work done here.
Definitely will. The turrets had gone down, but because of all the depots, they're not in the place that they want to be.
Nice.
Yamato's going off on the Ravens is nice. The teleports are probably down, so they will chase this back, and with a bunch of Vikings, but the Vikings just leave.
Everything leaves. Battle cruiser's out of range. See ya.
Yeah, screw it.
Where's he pushing? Is Spud decided to push?
Because those 2 were dead, and then so maybe this will pull it back.
Yeah, this does pull back the army.
Yeah. All right, so he's coming back in. He's got enough Vikings here to just take these out, but they can't just retreat. They're gonna, though.
That's so interesting. I guess they're just out of vision range there. Is that, can you see them? Can we see the vision?
They must be able to see them. They were so close to them.
Right.
Yeah, I can't believe that they're really out of range. Like, they are the buildings, but they weren't. The units were right against the wall.
Did they get past the wall, though?
Like,
they didn't see that far.
Yeah, like I'm looking at kind of the delayed stream. The units are pressed against the wall. They have to be able to see it. But okay, we'll see as these come in. Maybe he'll at least make it teleport out. He's going after the NG Bay, which is getting repaired.
Well, here comes the army very slowly back. I should get here in time to save the upgrade. Yeah, the upgrade will finish anyway.
Yeah.
So now even if he loses it, not a big deal. But he actually might lose that.
Is he going? He's just not doing it, though. Okay.
Is he not? Wait, what's going on? Where's the army?
He's bringing his army forward.
Oh, he changes target. Doesn't get it, and +3 is able to start. Man, that actually might have been kind of big if he had denied that, because that would have denied +3 armor for the Marines, making them that much easier to kill for all the battle cruisers. But here we go. BenBot's going to swing in and try to deny a base going up here in the middle top of the map. Now, battle cruiser there to catch the tanks.
Yeah, the tanks in the back here all sieged up.
That's so much for Spud.
Battle cruisers being fought here will go down as their teleports are down.
Look at Spud's army supply. You let Spud get those bases, and all of a sudden, he turns into a Terran macro beast, and he actually has a lot of Vikings in the sky now as well.
Yeah,
BenBot might just be dead.
I think this is just way too much. If he just comes across, how's it going to deal with the BC over the rocks? The Vikings are going to be totally fine.
Now, this is what I'm talking about. This is what I meant when I thought this would be one of the closer series. Game 1 was a little bit one-sided, but it really was just because Spud kind of got pinned up against a wall and wasn't able to break out or do anything. But you let Spud out, and he is just showing what he is made of right now, and he's going to be pushing across the map, has a huge army supply advantage. We'll be able to deny this base, if not just outright kill it. Well, will it finish? Yeah, it's going to finish, and then he's going to kill it.
They'll float off.
Maybe he won't kill it. Yeah, he should burn down.
But yeah,
he's gonna get it. So nicely done. Spud is pushing across here. BenBot needs to rally something up. The upgrades as well, phenomenal for Spud. He's got 3-3, more than halfway done right now for his bio. Even got some tank upgrades, and he's just pushing in for the kill right now. Undersword.
Yeah, looks like it. He's coming into the heavily fortified central position. It's got to get the tanks up on the high ground to support this.
Thor dancing at the top wants to be a part of the fight so bad.
Thor up there.
Couple Thors.
Yeah.
All right, well, this high ground position, maybe with those tanks.
Yeah, the tank wouldn't mind Bloodbath, but he breaks through the front, and he's got the high ground vision, so he'll be able to jump on them.
Thor's getting some juicy shots. Vikings actually about to all be dead for Spudde, but there's no more battle cruisers, I don't think. So not really a whole lot to fight the ground. The Thors are in full retreat as well. If a few more things pop out, maybe BenBot can hold and stabilize here. The army supply is still in Spudde's favor heavily, as is the worker count right now. And even if BenBot stabilizes, I think he's taking too much damage now. Yeah, more workers going down. Oh,
You can't rebuild all this stuff. The SCVs are kind of just running around with their heads cut off, not knowing what to do as more army is streaming in. Spudde was able to secure a lot of bases behind this whole thing as well.
wow. We might get that that coveted ace match here. It's so many good TVTs this season.
If that planetary fortress finishes, it'll be fun, but it won't really stop them that long.
Yeah, just delaying the inevitable.
Thor going down. Yeah, there's some
Actually,
Marines trying to micro against the PF. Can they get into burning? No, not yet.
Eventually. But yeah, now the productionist camp starport goes down.
But there's the SCVs helping.
Oh, actually, wow, yeah, he's repairing. This is getting a lot more kills than it probably should. But again, not a real answer to anything. I think BenBot, again, is just taking way too much damage. 196 supply to 49, and Spudde can just trickle units across and slowly kill his opponent at this point. So we're getting an ace match.
Are indeed. And is BenBot going to change its strategy up? Or is it still going to go for this bunker contain?
Well, even in this game, it did work for a little bit. Yeah, I'm trying to think, like, what did BenBot do wrong this time around? It really just wasn't able to take good engagements, I guess.
He didn't attack.
It didn't attack.
It made the BC and didn't attack with it. And I think that was, an opportunity.
Incredible.
Yeah, I think it really kind of came down to that. And it was unable to get its own third base up quickly.
Yeah. Absolutely incredible. We're going to have an ace match, another TVT ace match. Everybody loves sitting here watching TVT. We're back. Hello, we're back.
We're back here. We're not going in.
All right, so game 3 will be loaded up momentarily, and we'll decide who will move on, and then winner of this will have to go up against the winner of either Spiny or FourGateBot. So again, our last Zerg in the tournament, and one of our last Protosses now. Yeah. Because BlinkerBot's gone.
Yeah.
Tiers, yeah, so it'll be Tier, FourGate, and Spiny are the only non-Terrans left in the tournament at this point. Crazy stuff.
Sad.
All right, well, thanks for,
Sad.
If you're not a Protoss fan.
Well, I guess, but I mean, I just assume everyone is because we've got a really smart audience.
Oh, throwing the gauntlet. Thank you so much for being here. Speaking of you guys, thank you for hitting that thumbs up if you did already. I don't even know if I did.
I did.
Oh my goodness, I didn't. Oh my goodness, I hit it now. It's okay.
Killing the brain. Killing esports.
I am killing esports. If you don't want to kill esports, hit the thumbs up button. All right, here we go. Game number 3, our ace match between BenBot and Spudde. Let's get into it now on ProBots.
Blasiers. BenBotBC. Spuds.
What?
Spud.
I've been canceled, Endersword. I guess you're on your own now.
What are we going to do? I always knew you were a lot like Pepe Le Pew.
Yeah, that's how I do. All right, same thing out of BenBot here. Another little proxy. We'll try the container.
Go ahead here.
Huh?
Isn't Spud Mr. Potato Head canceled as well?
Yeah. I don't even know. That feels like that was just like a troll thing or
That's
something.
what Tucker Carlson told me.
Yeah, I try not to listen to anything that guy says.
Of course.
Actually, I never do. I thankfully.
You don't listen to people that wore a bow tie for 20 years?
Hey, bow ties are fun. Don't be dissing the bow tie. Bill Nye wore a bow tie, all right? And he taught me a lot about science as a child. So don't be. My grandpa wore a bow tie. He was a great man. So, you watch your mouth, Ender Sword.
Maybe. I think they're only
I'm gonna
good
wear.
for popcorn.
I'm gonna wear a bow tie for ProBots finals now.
You do it.
I'm gonna do it just to piss you off.
I'll find one of those string bolo ties like Grandpa Simpson wears.
Obviously, I like those. Those are cool. All right, here we are on Everdream for our ace match here. This will decide which bot moves on and which bot gets tossed to the junkyard. And BenBot is going to be throwing down. Okay, this time the bunker isn't building yet. Where's that bunker at?
It's not there.
Because didn't he have a bunker, or he built the bunker before the command center was even started?
Yes, yeah. Okay, now he's gonna make 2, but it might be.
No,
too late.
that's the blue. That was a Spud's bunker, I think.
Oh
That's the
yeah,
other
yeah.
one. Yeah.
Okay, well he could kill the SCV if he feels like it. There he goes. Okay.
Wow.
This is immediately not going to happen the same way. There are 2 Marines there, but he's going to get the Reaper behind them.
Wow, this is a drastic change. Spud is powering up, and he has now just ultimately thwarted this proxy. So these Marines aren't going to be able to get in that bunker anytime soon.
There's SCVs are going to help though, and if the SCVs come and just finish the bunker, then it's kind of all for naught.
Yeah, I guess so in the end. Especially since Spud's just going to sit up at the top of the ramp and defend now.
Although if the Marines go away somewhere.
Oh yeah, they are pulling back home.
Yeah. So he is going to miss this, but now they're coming back.
I think it'll get established.
I think it was just a long way around to get to the same place.
Got all excited for nothing, Ender Sword.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Basically, it's essentially a telltale game where you make a lot of decisions, but it takes you back to the same spot.
Yeah. Yeah, now we're in that exact same position. So in the end, the bunker does finish. Where's that Reaper at? Is he still roaming, or did he die? I think he died.
Our game
Oh, there he is.
Gave up, but this guy is coming into the main.
There we go. All right.
But there's a Hellion out, so he's just kind of
Hellion's
scouting. He's not going to get damage done. If he was able to, say, kill that low ground SCV, but with the Hellion, you're not going to do a lot.
Yep.
Yeah.
And the Reaper dies.
Valiant effort. Tank again in just a too far back position. This one has an even better ledge overhang, and he's not there.
I know, yeah, it's really unfortunate.
Apps like this might as well, they've got something written in alien language there. It clearly says put tanks beyond
Tank line here.
Yeah, it's the Zelnaga telling you where to put the tanks.
Goodness. The humans, we just don't listen, man. It's kind of our thing. It's kind of our thing. All right, well, Bioforce is going to slowly ball up there for Spud. Meanwhile, BenBot getting his command center just about finished with Stim on the way as well. So, we just we're going to have to wait and see how this one pans out. Because game 1, it went ultimately in BenBot's favor because of this. Game 2, not so much. I do like... Oh, actually, look at that. The tank is in range.
Tank, yeah.
And this is huge. Finally, triggers the attack, kills it off. And now he's going to be able to get a command center. And now we get another 20-minute TVT.
Yeah.
Minimum.
This one is breaking out a lot cleaner. So, before when he came down, he lost his initial doing it. He lost most of the army doing it. This one he got out clean. It was actually, when I said in the first game, I was like, what the ideal would be is if he broke out moments after BenBot suicided, and that's what happened this time. So if he counter pushes soon, because when he broke out the first game and he pushed across, this bunkered, mined, tanked position was established. He's just putting this bunker down. So if he's able to go, then I think he's going to be massively ahead.
Well, he's just going to sit at home, though. Come on. This is a TVT. You sit at home and macro for 20 minutes. That's how it works.
Let's go.
You either proxy, which we kind of saw at a BenBot, or you sit at home and macro, which is now this phase of the game. So, yeah, no, Spud will probably get up to 3 bases before we... Huh?
Yeah, it's a pretty good army, though. Just
It's great. Yeah, he should 100% push across and do damage right now. But will he? No. No, he won't.
He might go on a stim timing.
Oh, maybe. Yeah, maybe when Sim finishes. Concussive Shell getting researched
later. Yeah.
All right. Well, SCV. Okay, they're just transferring. I got excited again for a second. There's the fusion core, so we will start seeing those battlecruisers popping out. But Spud is already getting that economy rolling, and I imagine we'll see some Vikings soon once he gets whiff of the battlecruisers, or even just before that. We'll be able to hold the third here. So I think Spud has a great chance now.
Yeah, me too.
And now I think BenBot's the one kind of on the... Well, as I said, supply's dead even, so it's hard to say.
Yeah, of the 3 starts, I think this is the healthiest one, and here he is going, but it might be too late.
Finally.
Yeah.
Well, he's still got a pretty good army supply advantage. No upgrades for either player finished just yet either, so...
The key to this, weirdly, is that 1 medevac, because he has to be able to see that tank.
Oh, yeah, he needs that. Oh, that's huge, that tank in that beautiful spot. He listened to the Zelnaga, and he put his tank in the sweet spot, but... Well, we'll see if Spud can maybe get some damage done. He's up 17 army supply currently. He's going to get a few free kills. That's a great start.
That landed Viking is actually really important. Oh, and if this Marine army just decides to engage here...
Oh, where are you going? Spud! No!
Actually, he sieged away.
Spud, no! Attack! You still have a window here.
Very unfortunate.
Oh, is it the SCV that pulled it back? Oh, okay, no, he's just
literally
coming back.
that one thing. Yeah.
No, he was just coming back anyway and just didn't like the attack, I guess. Oh, that was a big window missed here, and now it's going to give BenBot a little bit of a chance here to get some battlecruisers out. And with enough battlecruisers, anything is possible. Especially if it gets up to 4 or 5. Ooh, a nice little... I love this little Widowmine bunker spot, too.
It is
the
good.
SCVs is unnecessary, but...
SCV, I assume it just kind of has, like, saturation, because I assume the main and natural are fully saturated.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so they are.
Over.
Yeah. So he's just storing the extra in the safest location, I guess.
Well, it keeps them safe, and if you get attacked, they're right there to repair.
Yeah.
And they're ready to transfer to the third once it's finished, so yeah, it kind of makes sense.
So the first BC will be done soon. No Vikings, I think, or anything yet for Spud's side. But he also didn't lose really any initial Marines. So he's got a pretty good ground-based anti-air.
Yeah, Spud getting those upgrades as well. The upgrades were huge, I think, last game as well. So Spud is going to be able to get ahead in that regard once more.
Yeah, the army value there being shown. Spud definitely the much more expensive army at this point.
Mm-hmm. Well, here's our classic TVT. We're going to see just the camp at home. Actually, is it a push? No, he's just moving to his third. Got to defend the third now.
Yeah, in response to that one Widowmine.
There we go.
There
I didn't
is,
even see
I
that
think, the Widowmine camp down at the 5th, the bottom in the middle. But he's going to have more bases to expand to that are safe. So he's not going to have his economy stunted like in the second game.
That's good. All right, Spud is going to be inching his way across. We'll see if this is an actual attack or if he just pulls back home.
Picking off one of those Widowmines to come and harass, which is nice.
Yeah, good path. I think this might be an actual attack.
Yeah.
Battlecruiser's out.
Pretty good position.
Oh, nice.
He could just jump this down before it has any chance to escape, but he does his traditional thing, which is letting everything live.
Either way, he's got a great spot here. Tanks are getting into a good spot. This base will absolutely be denied here. Yeah, he's just got to be able to deal with those battlecruisers.
Yeah, I mean the shot to lock it down was great. Now that one teleport will be down. Now
wow.
Getting there's really not a lot there. There's the one high ground tank yet again, but he can see it this time.
BenBot's army is this. It's the battlecruisers.
Yeah, and he's pretty much overrun it already here. There's not a lot that shoots up, but there's enough, and the battle cruisers are not focusing on the few Marines that are there. But he's now pinned out to just Marauders, but kind of just in time, he gets the battle cruiser to back away. He could theoretically clean this up, but there are now Vikings coming, and the economy is so dead that he can't do much to save this.
Wow, what a turnaround with the reverse sweep. Spudde looking so strong. Yeah, doesn't have a lot of anti-air, but again, the damage is kind of being done where it won't matter because now he's got Vikings popping out. Oh, the battle cruisers were not enough to hold this time around. I thought BenBot might be our dark horse again this season, but met his match.
Yeah, he changed up his style, obviously, to go for that sort of contain, and it worked for a while there. It got progressively worse each game, but it was really the map that kind of determined it, or really the bunker position in comparison to the map. On the first one, it was back enough from the ramp that it was never in any danger. And then in this one, it was the closest to it. Yeah. And the tank positioning by Spudde was the most aggressive.
We'll get a fast forward on this. The battle cruisers will poke and kill some tanks maybe, but 120 supply to 30. This is all but over. And BenBot put up a great fight and gave us some great games this season, but Spudde will be the victor and will be moving on to that next round to face either Spiny or FourGateBot.
Whenever he chooses.
Whenever he decides.
There he goes.
There we go. Final. The Marines are enough to finally kill the battle cruisers. Gee, wow, what a good series. Another couple of ace matches tonight, which is just so good to see. We're definitely breaking records with ace matches and ProBots this season.
Yeah, definitely. This is by far
easily.
Yeah.
Easily. Spudde moves on. BenBot. Take him to the scrap pile, Drek. Drek's in the background. He deals with the trash.
Yeah, exactly.
No, none of these bots are trash. I've been very, very impressed this season by all of our bots. So kudos to all of our authors once again. And yeah, so we've got one more best of 3 coming up. Let's get ready. Let's talk about Spiny versus FourGateBot here. Now we've got our last Zerg going up against one of our last Protosses here. Who are you rooting for in your heart? Obviously,
who am I rooting for? I don't know. I mean, I kind of, Canadian Scarlet. I know Scarlet. Like, obviously, I'm kind of rooting for Scarlet. The only hesitation on that is I know that she, after submitting all this stuff, got signed to a new team and is playing like ESL and stuff. So she's not supporting the bot anymore. So it hasn't been updated or anything. So that's the only thing, is that it's kind of a dead meme bot right now, unless she decides to come back to it later. Yeah. So I kind of want to see if Spiny has designed around it, but I almost feel if Spiny loses, it deserves to lose, because you know exactly what FourGateBot's going to do.
Well, and that's in the updates here. Spiny does have chosen strategies for both Tier and FourGateBot, so it's ready for any reality. And here we're going to see if it can go up against FourGateBot. Yeah, it's nice win rate there, by the way.
Yeah,
nice,
definitely nice
win rate.
Nice. Yeah, I mean, the bot that took the botting world by storm, and just did really, really well. Innovated something like the long-lasting impact of this, whether Scarlet kind of comes back to this or not, is that she's innovated the mining more than anything. So really, the fact that the FourGate is so successful is partially like a lot attributed to the fact that the mining is quicker, allowing you to hit timings that are kind of superhuman. So the fact that will probably become a standard in the bots for next season is going to be a big revelation.
Yeah, we're on vote closed up there. BenBot Dominion Dog is not actually happening. That was last week. But get your votes in once it opens up. You can type in !vote and then the bot's name. One thing to keep in mind too, very important, Spiny does, we saw last week, the 12th pool now.
It does, and I think that's a good response. So there's two ways you can either deal with something like a 4-gate. You can either build in such a way that you absorb it, or you build in such a way that prevents it. And given that a 4-gate by nature has to have a proxied portion and a defenseless home base portion, then you could go after either of those. And I don't think Scarlet walls or anything. It goes on the offensive.
Yeah.
So you could just get a mine as fast as you want if all your probes are dead. Don't matter.
It don't matter. All right. Well, soon our match will be ready. It might be ready now. If they tell me it is. It might be. We don't know.
Might be.
But thank you again all for being here. Again, this is our lower bracket, round 2. Timer did finish while we were looking at those stat pages. So let's go ahead and hop into our final best of 3 of the night. Thank you again so much for being here. We have got Spiny versus 4-gate to wrap things up here on ProBots. Let's get into it.
Raspers. Spiny. Scarlet. FourGateBot.
Yeah, I think what the hell was that? I think predicting quick games is a good call there, old man Toast. Yeah, this should be quick.
There is the early pool.
I was right last series though. That was one of our closest series. Kind of right up there, almost with closest of the GenCbot MicroMachine. It was very kind of touch and go there for a little bit, I think, between those two Terrans. But here we are, 4GateBot getting ready for the 4-gate. But the spawning pool is about to finish up here, so this is just going to be quick attacks. Whoever comes out on top, I think, in this initial skirmish, I think, is going to have the momentum to just kind of steamroll the other.
Yeah, let's see. So those gateways, there is a semi-wall there. Will there be a zealot out in time? I don't know if she chronos. Well, already not building. Actually, I'm a little surprised, but yeah, instead trying to get the cyber down, so that's going to delay that first zealot from coming, which will just start.
I don't know if it builds a zealot.
Does it go right to adept?
I think it just goes right into adepts and stuff. It tries to do that kind of.
Well, then never mind. Like
it might just die.
Then that's the ball game. Just right off the bat, I thought it did make 2 zealots before the cyber was done.
Yeah,
but no.
The big difference, too, is Spiny actually does have a late game fallback plan where 4GateBot does not really. It's 4-gate or bust for this bot. And with the pylon down, that's a quick win for Spiny. And Spiny, what was it, 2 seasons ago's champion, is not going to go down easy to some 4-gate. Come on.
So I don't know if this is like showboating or what's happening here.
It's the Protoss force field they activated. They can't get through it.
Coming in. Definitely intriguing strategy.
Will he kill the pylon now, though?
No, too close.
What is going on here?
Phil.
Okay, well, you did have the win, Spiny, but now you're literally just throwing it away.
This will be an interesting way to give it back if that's
Oh my god! Well, it's because he's transitioning now. He's got the Roach War coming up. So the Ling kind of attack is. It's over, but it's not over. I don't know. This is like Schrodinger's Zergling attack. It's happening, but not happening.
Interesting. The response here too is Scarlet's response to having the 2 gateways depowered was to not repower them, but to build 2 different ones.
It's even got 2 adepts halfway in the works.
Yeah. So she's back on it, and we'll eventually repower those, and we're just going to have a slightly later 6-gate instead.
Well, it has slowed down the power punch that is Scarlet's or 4GateBot's quick attack. You know, that really powerful quick 4-gate. It just got slowed down significantly here.
and it was 8 lings though.
Here we go, 4 warpins at a time.
Quicker, yeah. So gonna go soon. It would be nice if she added a pylon.
Yeah, get those 2 extra adepts out.
Yeah, because she's already paying for them.
Yeah.
Because she's not going to cancel it.
Well, no attacks coming down. There is no proxy pylon either. So we'll see if Spiny just looks like it needs to just hold a big stalker. Oh no, Chrono Boost is the one that's not powered.
Yeah.
So these little things that, you know, it takes seasons sometimes to account for all these little things. Okay, what happens if my first pylon gets taken out? What happens if this pylon gets taken out? You know? So
it's almost amazing there's even really much of a backup plan here, because if you told me Lings got in, killed your first pylon, depowered both your gateways, the game is over.
Right.
Like, so to still even bother coding in like another scenario after that, where, oh, and also the Lings are pacifists and they don't attack and whatever, and you can still win this
Well,
thing.
it's just kind of the bot mentality. There's no give up for these bots. You know, it's just keep doing until you literally can't anymore.
Yeah.
And
So
and FourGateBot's able to keep doing. And here we go, big attack coming in. Big. Actually, army supply is dead even. So I think with this big Zergling ball and maybe some roaches. Are there roaches? No,
yeah,
didn't build any roaches.
this micro speed has not finished at the time that they started to engage, but will halfway through. There it is, but they kind of got thinned out a little bit. But now going after the kind of stray pack to the side, but the front pack goes after queens. So if these guys can distract long enough to get a lot of queen damage, then this could be nice.
Yeah, 18 links at a time coming out as well. I think Spiny will be able to hold this. In the end, maybe the Stalker micro is great.
Oh, yeah, I don't know. I think the Stalkers are winning. Let's see what this pack does now that they are freed.
Yeah, there's going to be too many. The Trickle Lings, I think, will be too much. Spiny has a third base coming down now as well. And once that gets established, yeah, this is all but pushed back. Too many queens. They're just a little too tanky for that. Few stalkers now at this point. 5 stalkers here. They're going to get a couple overlords, but that's not even going to supply block Spiny. Nothing will stop this Zerg. Our final Zerg is putting up a hell of a fight and really holding this off nicely.
Yeah, luckily there's actually enough queens here because a number did die. Now we are at the supply block point, though.
Uh-oh. Well, that's a good...
Yeah, I think the one opportunity there was engaging before Speed had finished, but now that Speed is done, they can go individually after the stalkers and surround them, and there's less effect to this micro.
Yeah, and there we go. Stalkers are getting picked off here. Their Queen's taking a beating, but the transfuses are good, and the Stalkers will be pushed back off the creep once more, but they are not done yet. This will go until FourGateBot has no more money in that main base. Yeah. And Spiny just needs to keep making lings and keep pushing it back until that point. And at that point, Spiny will have the game. Yeah, I think there's just going to be too many lings coming out.
Yeah, she almost got everything to that choke on the ramp, which would have helped. But yeah, now I think there's too many. It's the queens that are winning this.
Yeah. They're just soaking up so much.
Yeah, lings can be kited forever, but now that the queens, there's just like 7 of them or something.
I thought he was going to get one there.
Yeah, the last second transfuse. The lings again, like they're thinning out. I don't know if she's ever repowered the first 2 gateways, because if you look,
I don't think
she keeps kind of. So one of them.
One of them. Oh man.
Where I think we accidentally are now transitioning, and the link bud has stopped.
Yeah, where are the lings? There are 14. No, there's enough. There's 14 in production at a time. Once again, it's just wave after wave, and I think it should be, even getting some really nice catches here. As the Stalkers move more into the base, the more at risk they are getting these surrounds on them. So,
but yeah, the Queen's going down, but now this will get fully cleaned up. And she needed to kind of always have
good try, though.
4 to 6 of them.
Yeah. Good attempt, though. Some really nice Stalker micro. You can see if this had hit earlier, you can see how devastating it would be.
Yeah, I think even 10 seconds earlier, because then the speed never would have kicked in before they got cleaned up.
Yeah, once you get that traction, once you get that foothold, you can really, if you can hold on to it, you're great. But yeah, as it is, Spiny will take game number 1 here on Everdream.
That is if these lings decide that violence is the answer. Will they kill the workers?
Yeah, they will now. It was just that initial attack, and again, it was simply meant to slow down the FourGate. It was not meant to kill. It was not intended to do anything with it. It should have, because it could have, but it wasn't, and it didn't. So, what can you do, Undersword?
Yeah, there you go.
Nicely done.
So very nice. Someone has in the past done a mass zealot bot that just did nothing but make zealots and stream them in. So, but not charge lot. They're certainly like charge lot something, like charge lot Archon, charge lot Void Ray. But I don't know if anyone does just mass charge lot only.
Yeah, not really anymore.
Yeah,
we're a little past those eras, I think.
Yeah, just the simple things. But yeah, so that one, bit of a razor's edge. Let's see this in game number 2. One, I assume that Spiny's going to open the same way. I assume it's going to work the same way. Do the lings restrain themselves the same way? Or was that actually, because I don't think it was a calculation of I'm going to lose the fight to the probes. It seemed to be some weird thing where they were trying to kill the probe that was going into the refinery at the exact moment or something.
Oh,
like,
maybe.
It seemed like there was a reason they were like there. Because they also didn't leave. Like even if you're not going to attack the probes, attack the Nexus or like the other 4 gateways.
Well, and we saw the second there was a stalker out, they did leave, all but 2 of them. So
yeah. So I don't know what happened there. We'll see on this map if it. Yeah.
Yeah, we're ready. Game number 3 here. Or I'm sorry, game number 2. Let's hop into it. Huh?
That's a really good one too. Laddie bringing up, what if they were confused by the mining?
Oh, maybe
those probes are not behaving like normal probes.
Something like that. Well, let's hop in. We'll do a little more analysis as we dive into game 2 here. FourGateBot versus Spiny.
Yep.
Raspers, Spiny, Scarlet, FourGateBot.
Now, this is a little bit bigger of a map, Romanticide. A little bit longer of a rush distance, so it will buy just a little bit more time. And, you know, as we saw, it was very razor's edge there. But I do think Spiny really is just that this initial ling attack is meant to target the pylon, and that's it.
Yeah.
So
Let's see what it does this time. Because, yeah, it was also interesting that it killed the pylon and didn't, like, finish the gates or didn't kill the cyber core. Like,
Nothing
there's
else,
a lot of other options other than kill the workers that are valid, but
I think it's meant just to cripple the FourGate.
But it is just that, I mean, I guess, but that doesn't make any sense.
No, I did, because if you can slow down the FourGate, all of a sudden you have now the economy and the time to keep trickling out lings. Whereas before, like you said, 10 seconds, 15 seconds earlier, that domino effect. You get that stalker ball that all of a sudden now with slow lings, you can't surround, you can't.
But it doesn't make sense that you would win the game
and that
in order to delay someone a few.
Yeah, you think they would just be like, okay, now that you've killed the pylon, just go attack whatever. Yeah, I see what you're saying. I get
like it certainly was not intentional that we go and kill the pylon and wait. Like something else was supposed to be happening.
No, I think that's it though. Once it kills the pylon, it's like mission accomplished. Do whatever you want. It just happens to be something totally useless.
I guess.
See, here we go. And they're going to get the pylon and then do nothing.
So let's see. Let's see if it goes to that one gas location again. So
actually it goes for probe.
Those guys wanted to do that. So we've got 8 lings. So this time,
okay, here we go.
It wants to do something else. So, but look at this one. Get yeah. So I think it was the positioning somehow.
Yeah, it's the way the workers are mining or something. Yeah, it's freaking them out. But now that the cybercore is further out, Oh, actually, a probe almost pulled them all towards the mineral line. That could have bugged them all out once more, but the Cyber Core will fall. And with the Cyber Core dead, yeah, now the Zerglings will win the game, I think. I shouldn't speak too soon because I've been wrong before, but this should finish it off. Yeah, there we go.
Yeah, so they'll get the pylon. They will kill these buildings.
So something to do with the worker line. Yeah, it really bugs them out.
Close somehow, and the fact that it was too close, it got baited into chasing probes that it could never.
Or maybe it's switching targets from probe to building to probe to building or something?
Because the probes are not mining normally.
Wait, how the hell did he get a stalker out? Oh, I guess the Cyber Core was done. It just died. It
Core
didn't get warp core. Yeah. It was just depowered.
Yeah.
All right. Actually, this does get reestablished, but again, no Cyber Core. The 2 Adepts will finish. That's going to be it. Is there no backup to build another Cyber Core? I guess not.
Yeah, maybe not.
And if no Zealots get built, then this is going to be it. 2 Adepts and a Stalker.
Yeah. Again, you can make the assumption of like, if I lost my cyber, I lost the game, so don't even worry about coding it back in. Even though in this weird circumstance, that's not necessarily the case.
That's why you can't have that attitude, Endersword. Yeah. You fight till you can't fight no more.
Mm-hmm.
As it is, I don't think we'll see any more army units out of FourGateBot, honestly. Unless Zealots somehow miraculously start coming out, but no, it seems like Adepts and Zealots, or Adepts and Stalkers have been the favored units, and Zealots aren't even a part of the menu here.
This will be an interesting one, too, then. If it doesn't have any other commands, we do have a 5-minute knockout rule, but they're the... okay, so it's at least going to make something. It's going to continue. And I guess
you're saying, make anything for 5.
And technically, the mining itself is constant command. So yeah, we have like the 5-minute 0 APM rule, but they're gonna always be actively mining, so it's never really gonna hit them.
Yeah, FourGateBot's APM isn't a problem here.
Yeah.
Upwards of 50,000 there. But yeah, we're just not going to see any more army. No Zealots are part of the build, and no Cyber Core rebuild has happened. And
it might make, as it gets backed, it might manually make Stalkers because it clearly made that one.
No, it can't because it doesn't have a Cyber Core though.
No, oh, you're right. But I mean, it might make units. I guess. But yeah, maybe it just doesn't ever make a Zealot in defense, and so it won't.
Well, we'll see. Maybe the Stalker can kite for its life and take out 2 base Spiny, but I highly doubt it.
It's not doing that.
Run! Jump off the edge! No, it doesn't make it. And that'll do it. FourGateBot will get sent to the scrap pile, but nicely done. Good job. First time bot in ProBots. Managed to make and get into ProBots in like the span of a month or less or something. So incredibly impressive out of this bot.
Came in with that really simple concept, the really clean. I mean, she came in with like a build order mentality, kind of like a pro player style mentality, which is just if I can cut the timings down on everything, then it should beat things because there's no valid defense at that time. But the weakness to this was this, which is in order to hit the quickest possible 4-gate, you have to cut the defense. Because if you made the Zealot, then your Cyber Cores later.
Yeah. And nice win though out of Spiny, showing why he was a season champ, and he's going to be fighting his way through the lower bracket to try to get that once more. We'll be going up against next week BenBot. No, Spudde. I'm sorry, Spudde. BenBot's young. Yeah. So a little Spiny Spudde action. That should be fun. I feel like they've faced each other in previous seasons.
I think so.
Sounds familiar.
Yeah.
But good stuff. Good games tonight. We're gonna, before we wrap things up, go over a few things. We'll take one more look at our bracket here before we wrap things up as well. So this is what we'll be seeing. Is this next week? No. Yes. This is next week. We are actually. Oh wait, are we doing?
We're doing next week. I assume
upper and lower.
The upper end. Yeah. So it'll be still 4 games. Yeah. That makes sense.
We're
4 games in the final week as well. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
You're right. When you're right, you're right. So yeah, this will be our lower bracket next week. MicroMachine versus Strelok, Spudde versus Spiny. It's going to be very exciting. So TVT and then a little TVZ. And then we'll also be doing our upper bracket, which has Ketrock versus GensiBot. That is going to be another crazy TVT. And then Tier versus Dominion Dog. Might see some more cheeky shenanigans or something. Tier with some cannon rushes, some crazy immortal builds coming in strong this season. Really looking good this time around. But all these bots are looking good, man. And this is the last update that these bots will receive. So we will have one final round of updates that will carry these bots through to the end. Well, carry some of them through to the end.
Yeah. Yeah, either the end or the end of the line for them.
Yeah.
Either way.
It's going to be a great week. So we've got, just 2 more weeks left then in our normal season. And then our grand finals will be the week after. Mm-hmm. So make sure you all put it in your calendars, join the forum, do whatever you got to do to be here. Next week, same time, same place, 7:30 p.m. Eastern. You can join us and we'll watch a few more bots get eliminated. Next week, we'll have our top 4. Yeah, because we'll have to eliminate 4 more bots. Or no, we're eliminating 2 bots next week from the lower bracket. 2 more will come down from the upper. And then, so we'll have slow eliminations at this point. But thank you all so much for being here. Thank you again to production, Drexama, Laddie, and Peter in the background, making things look oh so good. And thank you to our bot authors for such incredible bots this season. It's only getting better, and I'm only more excited for the bots to take over humanity. It's going to be great. Anything you want to, any parting words, Anderson?
It's just going to get better and better as we inevitably get towards a potential Jency and MicroMachine rematch. But Jency's Ketrock, that's going to be the big one next week. See what happens.
Yep. Yeah. The only chances of them seeing each other, I think, will be in the finals because it would be.
I think it would have to be back. Well,
potentially no lower bracket round 5. They could.
Yeah, if Jency gets knocked down, then we'll get that.
So, but we'll see. We'll find out next week what happens. Again, join us. Make sure you join the forum. Check out all the links in the description below. Check out AIarena.net and check out our Crown Club membership. You'll get access to PostBots. Again, we'll be doing another PostBot show tomorrow. If you're a Crown Club member and in the Discord, you can come hang out, watch it live, maybe ask some questions, whatever you want. Hopefully, we'll see you all there. And with that, we'll see the rest of you next week here on ProBots for day 6. We're going to be going back to the upper bracket, doing our lower bracket, have a couple more eliminations, and then it'll be a great time. So we'll see you all then. Have a great night. Thanks for being here.